Chris Canty, brought to you by GNC. Turbocharge your workout with new Lit V2 pre-workout from Beyond Raw. Pick it up at GNC stores or GNC.com. And the answer to today's Dr. Pepper trivia question, Russell Wilson tallying the fourth most passing yards in the game in Giants history. Who was first on that list? Wilson had 450 yards in their overtime loss to the Cowboys in Dallas. Was it Kerry Collins, Eli Manning, Phil Simms, or Hall of Famer Y.A. Tittle? The answer to our Dr. Pepper trivia question, Phil Simms, 513 yards passing in 1985 against the Bengals. What a thriller today in Indy. Can't ask for much more on this broadcast as the Colts win at the buzzer over the Broncos 29-28, the final score at a Spencer Strader 45-yard field goal, time expiring. Our next broadcast for Football Sunday, next Sunday, as the Bengals take on the Vikings in Minnesota up first, and then later on in the afternoon, it's the Cardinals visiting the 49ers. Coming up next here on many ESPN radio stations, it's Sunday Night Baseball from Fenway Park, Yankees and the Red Sox. For studio producer Ryan Matlack, technical director Renee Canales, I'm John Ryder. Thanks for listening to Football Sunday on ESPN Radio.
Could church be the fresh start you've been looking for? Maybe you've never been to a church, or maybe it's just been a while. No matter where you're at on your journey, you are welcome here. At Legacy Church, we help people connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
We've drink specials, photo ops, a fantastic Vikings merch booth, giveaways, and appearances by Vikings cheerleaders.
Worldwide online campus. So trust me, there's a place for you. Join us this week. Visit legacychurch.com to find a campus near you, plus service times and plan your visit. We can't wait to see you.
Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Clark's reminds you that the temperature in your car may be as much as 20 degrees more than outside your car. 85 degrees outside could reach 102 to 120. Please don't leave your pets in the car. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's is a proud supporter of New Mexico United. Go United! ClarksPets.com.
Team Talk on 101.7 The Team.
And if he can't get a pressure, he's going to draw a penalty.
Cowboy fans are going to sit here, and I'm going to back this, okay? Oh, is he? Because last year, Micah Parsons drew 1 holding call penalty the entire season. You never saw those calls last year when he had a star on his helmet. The bias, it seems a little bit real there.
Team Talk, weekdays at 4 on ESPN Radio 101.7 The Team.
Huddle up, football fans, and don't settle for the sidelines this year. Be immersed in the games at Skidmore's Holiday Bowl, the entertainment hub for football season. Catch the games on TVs throughout the restaurant, lanes, and on the expanded and enclosed patio. And feed the whole team with 6 new 20-inch stadium-inspired pizzas packed with flavorful toppings, and enjoy specialty 26-ounce beer pours during Monday Night Football. Don't forget about happy hour every weekday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Come check out Albuquerque's ultimate football headquarters at Skidmore's Holiday Bowl.
It's WNBA playoff time on ESPN, and we on go. 8 teams, each one with something to prove.
It's time to rock and roll!
The Liberty, aiming for a championship encore.
Sabrina!
The Aces, playing their best cards when it counts most. The Lynx, out for redemption. We can't get enough of the WNBA playoffs. September 14th through October 17th on ESPN, ABC, and streaming on the all-new ESPN app, presented by Google.
Sundays are for the NWSL on ESPN. Witness all the action.
What a strike!
The passion.
And goal!
The glory.
Oh, what a
We have an amazing team that genuinely cares about providing our clients
The best experience and the most value.
For 25 years, wow, a quarter century, I've been promising and they've been delivering. Visit Continental Diamond in St. Louis Park or continentaldiamond.com.
Vikings fans, FanDuel Sports Network is your home for exclusive coverage of your favorite local teams. And there are more ways to watch this season. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream your hometown teams. Or watch through a TV provider. Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com for details.
It's okay, Daddy's here. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. Josh Allen beat Daddy's team and really went off. When the game ends, Daddy's ranking will fall. And jerk-faced Bill will win Fantasy League trophy and all.
Hon, have a Snickers.
Thanks.
And maybe take a break from the league chat.
You're distracted when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Vikings fans, meet the MVP of flavor, the Humble Goat. Our cranberry cinnamon goat cheese earned second place in the World Champion Cheese Contest, and our plain goat cheese just scored second at the American Cheese Society Awards. Smooth, creamy, healthy, and perfect for game day and every day. Find the Humble Goat cheese at your local store, and don't forget, Humble Goat protein powder is fueling fans everywhere. Available now on Amazon. World class and Minnesota proud.
Minnesota deserves a go-to destination for all things high school sports in our state. All the scores, the stories, the stats, live streams, social feeds, photos, personalized team pages, breaking news. One place for everything you're looking for. That's why the Minnesota Star Tribune is launching Strip Varsity. You'll find Minnesota Star Tribune journalism, Minnesota Prep Hub stats and schedules, streams, stories, and more. Strip Varsity is Minnesota's new home for complete high school sports coverage. Sign up today at startribune.com/stripvarsity.
Your home for all things purple.
10-5, touchdown!
FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Welcome back. Vikings football Sunday night on Must. We're here at US Bank Stadium. Home opener. And on the big screen, J.J. McCarthy just walking out on the field. The crowd going nuts. Gotta absolutely love it. And brought to you by US Bank, the official bank of the Minnesota Vikings. You gotta also love it. We got Ben Lieber on the sidelines. Ben, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. I mean, talk about this environment. We thought about this environment all week long, like, oh, it's going to be crazy down here. And let me tell you, man, it is nuts. There's a nice little roar right now before this kickoff happens in about an hour.
Your buddy and mine, Jared Allen, is going to be getting his ring, his Hall of Fame ring, here at halftime. Already got an interview with him in a bathroom, which was weird, but nonetheless, a great interview. I love that guy, but it's so cool that he's actually in the hall, and then that the Minnesota Vikings are going to be honoring him today.
You know, why do I feel like it's only appropriate to do interviews in the bathroom with Jared Allen?
True.
I mean, I don't think that's odd at all.
Right.
But, I had a chance.
He was in one stall, I was in the other. He didn't have a square to spare. It was a whole thing.
You didn't toe tap on the floor, did you?
No.
Yeah, that's good.
We're not at the airport.
I saw him down here on the sideline, and I did not get a chance to say hi yet because literally everybody, there's like a line of people. It's like he's walking into a wedding reception. There's so many people that just want to come over and say hi, congratulations. So I'm like, oh, that's fine. He knows I care. I'll get my time with him at some point in time. But no, it's been fun to kind of go along. You and I both at his Hall of Fame induction, and to see this all the way through, and he'll get his shine tonight, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I love it. Now, he was on with Kay Adams and Kay Adams Show, a podcast about J.J. McCarthy, and he actually said how the team responds to J.J. McCarthy, quote, "You can't be a fraud in the NFL. The BS meter is very high in a locker room."
It really is. I think a lot of guys have been around a lot of different players and coaches through their time as they work up through the ranks from high school to college and into the pros. And by that point in time, you know who's real and who's not real. And, the one thing that we've heard about McCarthy since day one is this guy is as real as it can get. And everybody is sort of gravitate towards him. He's got this magnetism. And then the only other box that was left unchecked was his performance on the field. And granted, look, he looked a little rusty. The anticipation wasn't there the first 3 quarters, and then he kind of settled in, and we saw this magic that happened in the fourth quarter. So I agree with what Jared was saying to Kay is you can't fake it. He's certainly not a fraud. He's the exact opposite, and I can't wait to see him come out here in his home debut.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about J.J. McCarthy after his first game. He gets the win, 27-24. He is the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, but he does throw a little bit of a flat ball. I mean, he had batted balls in that first. He also had that pick six to Jets. That throw was just a little late. He doesn't really put a lot of air underneath the ball so far that we've seen.
Well, no, and I feel like that's something that KOC's talked about since he got here was this idea of layering throws and kind of, showing a different variety of trajectories. And he's talked about, I think even his very first OTA in training camp, he said something along the lines of not every throw has to be a fastball. And I think that's comfortable for him to throw that fastball, but, there are times, 5-yard, 10-yard, 15-yard plays where it's more about the tempo of the throw and kind of getting an arc on it. So that is something that he has to work on. But listen, I think he does want to show off a little bit of the arm strength. And I think sometimes part of that is just, being unsettled. His brain is working a little too fast, thinking he has to get this ball out quickly. And I think once he starts getting more reps, all that layering and not having to throw the fastball, that'll all kind of work itself out.
Ben Lieber, he's on the sidelines, former linebacker for your Minnesota Vikings. He's also on Twin Cities Live, Fox 9, on KFAN. He's everywhere. McCarthy, one thing I did really appreciate in that first game, in that first week, that man is not afraid to stand in the pocket even when it gets messy.
No, not at all. And I think there's another area where all players find respect for their quarterbacks is when they can watch their quarterback stand in the face of an oncoming defensive lineman or linebacker and deliver a football and take a hit. I mean, you go back and watch film. I mean, I still remember times where we're watching film. I mean, that's part of the reason, why, I would watch a lot of other quarterbacks. I'm like, I may not know you, but I respect the heck out of you. I mean, Matthew Stafford was one of those guys when I was playing against him, we were watching film, we're like, I would love to play for this guy. Like, this guy is tough as nails, and he will take a hit, and he will pick himself back up, and he will deliver. And the thing about tonight is both of these quarterbacks, Penix and McCarthy, they will stand there and take a hit and throw the football.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, Penix Jr., let's talk about his passing game. Quick throws. As I watched that first game, man, he's getting the ball out very fast. He's got a huge arm, but, man, they get that ball out very quick. It is a plant, and it's out.
Yeah, it really is. I do think that they will unleash his arm a little bit more today, and as the season goes along, he's got a fantastic arm. I mean, you want to talk about arm strength, he's got it for days. But yeah, I think they wanted to stay a little conservative last week. I expect that to change a little bit this week. But it's all about, to me, disguising the coverages. When they know that you're in man coverage and he sees a one-on-one situation, that guy will rip it, and he's got great accuracy. But I do think that he is primed to get picked off in those situations when you have a veteran defense that likes to disguise coverages pre-snap. If we show him one thing and then do another on the snap, he sometimes, to me, blindly throws the ball to a spot expecting the coverage that he thinks it is. And if we can just mix them up just a little bit, I think we'll have an opportunity for a couple interceptions.
All right, Ben, the Falcons defense versus the Bucs, they brought a lot to the line. So many in the box to fill up and stop that run. Do you see that happening here tonight?
I think they have to do some variation of that. Absolutely, there are multiple front defense. You're going to see sometimes look very much like ours. 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, classic 3-4 look. Then other times they're going to be in sort of just a regular 4-3 look, and they're going to bring their linebackers down. They're going to sugar a lot at the line of scrimmage. They're going to try to confuse your offensive linemen and try to get some one-on-ones. And if you look back at what we were able to do in the second half of last week's game on Monday night, they know that they have to stop the run on us, especially when Jordan gets in there. Like, None of those linebackers or safeties want to see Jordan Mason running full speed downhill. So I would absolutely expect him to sell out to stop the run today.
All right, Robinson, he is a problem in the passing game. Certainly last week as Bijan got 6 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown receiving. Running the ball wasn't real successful, but how do you limit and rally and tackle against this guy, especially we got some injuries in the backfield?
Well, I think that they're obviously going to try to do the same thing and try to run the football. I mean, I was really impressed. I mean, the thing is, yes, he caught the ball very well. You do not want to see him in open space at all. But it's going to be very difficult to just limit him in totality because they do so many checkdowns, just like you talked about with the ball getting out quick. So, we have to do our best to contain him. You take away that big 50-yarder touchdown he had. It's like he played an okay game. It wasn't amazing. It was just okay. So, I don't want to put extra hot sauce in this guy. I want to respect him. But, I do think that stopping their wide receivers, to me, will be the big part of this game.
Adam Thielen, when he comes out, of course, they're going to announce the offense here for your Minnesota Vikings. Who's going to be last? Is it going to be Justin Jefferson coming out of the tunnel? Is it going to be J.J. McCarthy? But Adam Thielen coming back last week, kind of limited, but then again, he just got jumped right into the system. Do you think that he'll have a bigger role tonight?
Yeah, I hope so. I really do. I do think that he can make his presence known a little bit in the red zone, just like he did in that 2-point conversion. But I'm hoping that we can get him more up to speed and in the fold, and look for him on sort of third downs and gotta have it plays, because we know that they're going to be paying extra special attention to JJ. So somebody's got to step up, and I'm hoping that a savvy guy like Thielen, he can get his catches. I was hoping he's going to have more than 4 last week, and he didn't. So hopefully he takes care of that tonight.
Ben, I'm just hoping that the cameras catch you once again just fist pumping on the sideline after a touchdown or a 2-point conversion.
I didn't even know that I was caught on there until I think it was Thursday doing the power trip, and they were making a comment about it, and I'm like, wait, what? You guys saw that? and they're like, oh yeah, we saw you. I'm like, I don't even know. I was celebrating like all the fans were at home.
Yeah, you are such a rube.
I'm such a rube. Why not? It was an important play, and I was standing right there to watch the whole thing. I was pumped up.
Well, I hope we have important plays that we can see you once again on the sidelines. Ben, thank you so much, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Muss. Have a good game.
Ben Lieber, former Minnesota Vikings linebacker, and of course you can catch him on Fox 9. You can catch him on the Power Trip Morning Show on KFAN, multiple shows, Twin Cities Live, and so much more. We got more coming up here. Vikings football Sunday night continues. Another Ben Gessling from Star Tribune and StarTribune.com. He also has his own podcast as well. We'll get into that. Also talk about the Vikings ground game, Miles Price, TJ Hawkinson, and so much more. It's all coming up next on the Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today. Based on calendar year total sales.
Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings are teaming up to put you in the ride of your dreams. Picture this. You behind the wheel of a brand new 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend. Nice picture. Make it happen. Stop by your local Quick Trip, and for every $1 you spend using Quick Rewards, you'll earn a point to spend in the Vikings Fan Zone. Buy special qualifying products and earn bonus Fan Zone points. Kick off your winning season the right way with Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings. Details at QuickTrip.com/fanzone.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Vikings tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So, get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Vikings.
Vikings fans, looking to upgrade your wardrobe? This local brand based in St. Paul will become your new go-to. Unreal is the premium athleisure brand that combines comfort, versatility, and style. Crafting elevated apparel that will take you from the office to the gym or the airport to the golf course. Wherever you go, they've got you covered. Shop now at Unreal.com and experience the difference yourself. That's UNRL.com, the best athleisure wear in the game.
A winning team needs great players. At Trade Home Shoes, we have legendary players like Birkenstock, Brooks, New Balance, UGG, Adidas, and Nike. We also have top performers like Hoka, On, Olakai, UFOs, Ultra, and a rising star, Rival. Whether you're gearing up for game day or the daily hustle, score a winning pair for the whole family at Trade Home Shoes. Proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
The recruitment industry has changed, and it's time for you to take action and change with it. If you're looking to advance your career, or your company is looking to hire key individuals that can grow your business, GPAC is here for you. We are the eyes and ears of the industries we serve. Contact us today at gogpac.com. That's GOGPAC.com. It's grow time.
Your home for all things purple.
Caught! Yes!
FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Welcome back. Vikings football Sunday night. Vikes taking on the Falcons here at US Bank Stadium. You can come join us at Vikings Country with a special Vikings guest. That is Jalen Naylor coming up here on Tuesday, September 16th, 5:30. We started up Blaine Brook Bowl in Blaine, presented by Miller Lite. You can score prizes, including tickets in the Miller Lite Lounge right here at US Bank Stadium. Details and full schedule sitting at Vikings.com/Vikings Country. Jalen Naylor, that's going to be an absolute blast, and you're going to catch it on KFAN. That's going to be live at 6:30. Now joining me here in the booth at US Bank Stadium, Ben Gessling from Star Tribune and StarTribune.com. And Ben, you have to tell me, what is the name of your podcast?
The Access Vikings podcast.
Yes.
With Andrew Kramer and Emily Leiker. We're out a couple times a week during the week, and then we'll have one after the game tonight, probably tomorrow morning by the time we actually get it out to the world. But yeah, that's the typical schedule for it.
Yeah, your wife must just love how much Vikings that you are involved.
Yeah, it's it's year 14 on the beat for me, and we've been married it'll be 20 years next month, so she's used to it. Right. She knows the drill, but yeah, it takes to a different level in the season, no doubt.
Well, congratulations coming up on your 20th.
Yeah,
that's
thanks,
pretty cool, man. I appreciate that. Vikings in their ground game versus the Bears, 120 net rushing yards. Aaron Jones had 8 carries, 23 yards, 2.9 per.
Yeah.
Jordan Mason, especially in the fourth quarter, was killing it. 15 carries, 68 yards, 4.5 per, the long of 19. But, man, Mason in that second half really was a big portion of that fourth quarter comeback.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he is here for that type of a role. I think it probably, especially if they have a lead more often than they did on Monday night. But that type of runner, that between the tackles type runner that can lean on people, as Kevin O'Connell put it, when defenses get tired, is something they have not had in a while. And I think if they get a lead, you'll see them go to him quite a bit, because he can be the type that turns a 4-minute drive into one that ends the game, rather than giving them the ball back and having to worry about, trying to make one more stop like we've seen them have to do in the past. So I think he plays a role that will, I expect, continue to grow. It allowed them to use Aaron Jones in some different ways, almost as more of a receiving threat, which was pretty interesting to see last week. But I think he's going to be a big piece of this thing, and I think you'll see that role continue to grow.
You mentioned Aaron Jones. Now, he's pretty good at picking up the blocks there in the backfield. But Jordan Mason, my goodness, on the Justin Jefferson touchdown alone, he picked up a twist stunt rush that was coming in from Chicago. He actually almost got 2 guys.
Yeah, he did.
And was able to, free up some time for McCarthy to make that throw.
Yeah, for sure. And he had that, and I think Aaron Jones had another pretty big blitz pickup in that game. But, yeah, those running backs have a lot of responsibility when the twists come through or there's overload pressures that come through. You need running backs that can read those things and can meet a blitzer in a hole, knowing that it's going to be a pretty forceful collision, you need guys that can stand up and hold up to that type of a role. It is an important one. It's part of the reason that some of the young running backs have had trouble kind of making it in the NFL, because running backs have to do that really well, and they don't do a ton of it in college. So guys that can do it, like Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, and then C.J. Ham, when he comes back, play some of that role too. It is a valuable thing, and it helps you stay as a pretty integral part of the offense in passing situations.
Miles Price, let's talk about this. The returns in week 1. Undrafted free agent. He had in punt returns 4 returns, 68 yards, 22 being the long, going 17 per. Kick return, 2 returns, 49 yards, 24.5 per. 117 yards total returns just from one guy. And Ty Chandler is going to be out, so it's Price.
Yeah, for sure. And they'll have another guy back there on the kickoff returns just for that dynamic kickoff. You'll have 2, but he is the guy. And I think that has been a pretty important emergence for the Vikings pretty quickly, because they really have not had a punt returner do what he did last week. Probably we can go back to Marcus Sherrills, I think, before you have a guy that's made that kind of an impact. And I don't think they win that game without the contributions that he made. He had one, I think he fielded at the 6 and got it out to the 23. I mean, that is an entirely different play calling sequence when you're starting from the 23 and not your own 6, especially with a young quarterback on the road. I think all of those things become a pretty big piece of why they come back to win that game. And that's why he's going to be here. I mean, I think they are excited about his growth in that role, and I think he'll continue to get plenty of opportunities as we go forward, because he's shown how quickly he can contribute, and they need that phase to come up with some big moments like he did last week.
Vikings defense and special teams really kept the Minnesota Vikings in that game in Chicago. The defense held Chicago Bears to just 17 points. You know, of course, there was that pick 6,
right?
But that's not on the defense,
right?
But also a 59-yarder from Reichert.
Yeah, that was a big sequence at the end of the first half. You think about, they win the game by 3 points. It's McCarthy hitting the throw to Jalen Naylor to set it up, and then Reichert hitting for 59. And that throw, I think that was the one where the replay assist moved the ball back 5 yards. It was initially supposed to be 54, and then they move it back, and they're like, well, can he hit from 59? And I think his pregame range was, I think it had been 57. So they're kind of on the edge of it. But for him to make that kick in a 3-point game, that was awfully important, both for the final score and just for them to get a little bit of momentum before halftime.
Vikings and the options that KOC has, Kevin O'Connell is just a play caller.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw 12 personnel, we saw 22 personnel, we saw 13 personnel.
Which they went empty out of?
Right, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's so many options that he has with this offense, and as long as J.J. McCarthy can actually keep it between the ears and kind of figure it all out, it's pretty impressive what they can actually bring as far as the playbook.
Yeah, they have a lot of ways that they can hurt defenses, and you're going to see that probably continue to grow in a couple of weeks here when Jordan Addison comes back too. You had another piece that has been pretty important to this offense, and I think had a pretty important connection with J.J. McCarthy developing during training camp. So when you add him back to it, I think Naylor is going to continue to play a role. We'll see Adam Thielen certainly plenty. They've got the 2 tight ends. They're going to get C.J. Ham back. They've got 2 running backs. It is a group that they built with a purpose. They wanted a lot of veteran players that had a lot of different skills to make life as easy for their young quarterback as they could. And I think the different things they can do is only going to help that happen, because you can create a lot of mismatches. If you're at 13 personnel, you're going to have defenses matching with a lot of heavy-set defenders. And then if you can go downfield out of that like they did, that's something that pretty much creates an automatic mismatch. And I think you've seen them exploit those things, and they'll continue to do that with all of the different ways they can line up and make defenses have to counter.
One of those vet guys that you're talking about, TJ Hawkinson versus the Bears, 3 receptions, 15 yards. Not a great, box score. However, I just don't remember in the time that he has been here in Minnesota, him being that physical in the blocking game.
Yeah.
Especially you saw it on the 14-yard touchdown from J.J. McCarthy. Yeah, and how he's downfield. And I just was so impressed with how physical he was playing.
That was different. I mean, I think I think you're exactly right. We have not seen him that physical, that involved, that effective probably in that phase of the game. I mean, that the block he had kind of leading McCarthy to the end zone, that's a big part of the reason that play turns into a touchdown. I mean, McCarthy read it right and got the edge when the defensive end crashed, but TJ Hawkinson essentially escorting him to the end zone is why that comes through. And they want tight ends to do that. I mean, Josh Oliver, that's a big part of the reason he's here, but you need TJ Hawkinson to contribute, especially when you don't have C.J. Ham for at least a couple more weeks. You need some of that physical presence from the tight ends, and he delivered a lot of it on Monday night.
Let's talk J.J. McCarthy. How about this for a debut?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Monday Night Football, you're playing at Soldier Field, you're on the road. That's your first game, regular season game that you're playing in the NFL, and then you follow it up with Sunday Night Football here, taking on the Falcons, another national television game.
You get your hometown, you become a dad in the middle of the week, and then you get to make your debut in front of a crowd that I think is going to be pretty charged up tonight. So, yeah, a lot of the social media mentions this week are about how he's having the best week ever, and we'll see if he can continue it tonight. But, yeah, a lot of moments in the last 6 days for him that he won't forget probably for the rest of his life. No matter what happens tonight, to make your debut in this setting, national TV, when this place is going to be rocking, I'm sure it's a pretty special moment for him to go out there and just be the guy at the center of it all.
Ben Gessling from Star Tribune, StarTribune.com. You spend more time at the facility than some of the players.
Probably not quite, but pretty close.
Pretty close. But when you got J.J. McCarthy being named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week after the 27-24 win over the Bears, that great fourth quarter. But you've seen this, and what we keep hearing from everybody else with less than a minute, what we keep hearing from everybody else, that he's the dude.
Yeah, I mean, there is a reception to him among players that have been around a lot of people. I mean, Aaron Jones on Monday night was pretty, I think, impressed, pretty almost moved by the way J.J. McCarthy handled that huddle. And Aaron Jones is a guy that's played with some pretty good quarterbacks, including one that's won a few MVPs by, I think, Rodgers something or other.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
He's been okay. So Aaron Jones knows well of what he speaks, and hearing the way he reacted and the way Justin Jefferson reacted, J.J. McCarthy has made an impression on veteran teammates, and they have bought in pretty completely to what the 22-year-old is doing.
Ben Gessling, Star Tribune, StarTribune.com. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks,
Buzz. As always. Tatum Everett with Jalen Redmond. That interview is coming up next. This is Vikings football.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit ChevyDealOnline.com.
This Minnesota Vikings season, touchdowns are great, but sacks are better. That's because Buffalo Wild Wings is giving away 6 free wings with a $10 minimum purchase anytime the Vikings get 2 or more sacks in a game. This Sacks for Wings promotion is valid 3 days after each qualifying game at participating Buffalo Wild Wings throughout Minnesota and surrounding areas. Get your 6 free wings on top of great drink specials, including new happy hour and late night offers throughout football season at your local B-Dubs, a preferred sports bar of the Minnesota Vikings.
When the game is over, it's time to relax. No matter if it's a win or loss, you always win at Spalon Montage, the Twin Cities' premier salon and spa destination for over 25 years. With convenient locations in Edina, Woodbury, and Chanhassen, there's a Spalon close to you. Right now, football fans, you can get a bonus when you give the gift of Spalon. Purchase a $175 gift certificate and receive a $25 gift certificate for yourself. Visit Spalon.com now or call 952-915-2900.
This is what New Horizon Academy parents are saying about their family's experience at our schools.
He has formed special relationships with the teachers here, and that just makes us feel that much more excited to drop him off and to pick him up.
And then when we toured here, every single kid that we saw was laughing, giggling, smiling. The teachers looked happy. So we just felt immediate a peace.
New Horizon Academy offers premium early childhood development for all families. Check us out at newhorizonacademy.net.
We knew right away that it was the right fit for us.
Hey, friends with food allergies, life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
The radio home of the Minnesota Vikings. FM 100.3, KFXM Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan.
Welcome back to Vikings Football Sunday. I'm Tatum Everett, part of Vikings Entertainment Network, and we're getting you ready for Vikings and Falcons. I am now joined by Jalen Redmond, and this interview is brought to you by Wildfire. Jalen, coming off an incredible win against the Bears, you now get a short week to prepare, so you didn't have as much time as you normally did. And what does that short week look like as a player?
I mean, it kind of all looks the same. Yeah, it was a short week, but when you start after the game, you really start to get right back into it that Tuesday morning. I think we got back Tuesday morning, so
I think it was like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it was late. So just get treatment that day and get right into the next opponent, which we did. Got right into Atlanta. But yeah, it's
like immediately.
I mean, immediately for me.
Yeah,
and everybody else. Yeah, we had a day off, but it's still it technically wasn't a day off for you. But that's just the thing you got to do.
How does that change your adjustments throughout the week? Does it at all?
No, it really don't. I feel like you do all the things you need to do. You watch the film that you have to watch. We watched the game against them in Tampa Bay, and yeah, you just get right into it Wednesday and be ready. I feel like it's a day. It's shorter, but it's not at the same time.
That's not a bad feeling.
No, it's not.
There were some new faces on the defensive line that we got to see alongside some of you guys that have been here before. Javon Hargrave, Jonathan Allen. What did you make of being able to play together as a unit?
Oh man, it was good just being able to honestly share the field with those guys. Man, those two talented guys, two guys, if you play D tackle, you kind of you know about. Mm-hmm. It was a great feeling. Learning from them and seeing how they pass rush and just how they play the game and how they handle themselves outside the games, the thing they do to prepare, to go through, it's great.
I mean, I feel like you obviously this is radio, so you can't see you, but your eyes got big when you were talking about just how good these guys are. Is there a difference between knowing how good they are and seeing them in action, like right next to you?
Oh man, yeah, it's a huge difference than watching them on TV or watching them on film. And you getting to watch it in person and line up next to him, you're like, wow. Like I was in when Grave got his sack, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like how you get there so fast? I thought I was gonna be there, but it was like he was already a step ahead of me, 2 steps ahead of me. It was crazy.
Well, you faced a very mobile quarterback in Caleb Williams with the Bears, and now it's a bit of a difference this time around when you face Michael Penix Jr., who's more of a pocket passer. How do you adjust your strategy now that you're preparing for that difference in play style?
It's not really, it's different, but it's not. You just not, with Caleb, it's more you're worried about him scrambling. Mm-hmm. With Michael, it's just, he can scramble, but we're not like, that's not on our top of the list to be like, okay, we gotta make sure we get contained on this guy and make sure he don't run around and juke everybody out like Caleb will. So,
what is on the top of your list when it comes to playing a quarterback like Michael Penix Jr.?
Kind of just to get to him and push the pocket on him, to make sure he's uncomfortable in that pocket that he's trying to stay in, because he want to be in there. So we're going to make it very uncomfortable for him to be in there so he can step up and we get more sacks.
Right. And it's interesting you say that, because that you guys had like a bunch of quarterback pressures, 13 quarterback pressures in that game. I mean, that is a lot, and that's obviously something that you're going to be mindful of. How much of that has to do with being able to get to the quarterback as far as like he's more mobile, so he's moving around? Or is it more tough when they're in the pocket and they're standing still?
I think everybody might give a different answer.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think for my answer would be him moving around. It's a lot tougher. Because you try to close the pocket on him, and you see with Caleb, he can step forward and step back really quick and make one person miss. And you make one person miss, it'll mess up the pocket, and out to the right, out to the left, you go.
On the other side of things, they may not have as mobile of a quarterback, a very consistent quarterback, but not as mobile. And now you get Bijan Robinson, who is one of the best running backs in the league right now. The Bucs were able to contain him on the ground. I mean, 24 rushing yards is kind of crazy that he was only able to run for that. What is something that you saw in that tape that they were able to successfully do to stop Bijan from having all of those rushing yards?
What I've seen is Atlanta's a big stretch team, so they want to get out and get Bijan out on the edges and let him run that way. I think the Bucs did a good job with containing that. Their D-line and backers did good with not getting reached on that and not getting cut out a lot on their stretches and all their run plays. So I think it's kind of the same for us. We just really working on their stretch and working on how to to play that, and same thing for us to just shut it down, try to hold him, control him. Right, and you mean that screen game, because that was that 50-yard screen pass, thing of beauty, right? That's scary though when you think you got to play that, right? It's tough, but that's when the big guys up front got to run out and help the backers. I mean the cornerbacks. Yeah, what are other ways you can help prevent that from your position specifically, in the middle of the D-line? Just running to the ball, really. When they're doing those screens, it's kind of tough for us. We can read it, but at the same time, we're kind of engaged with somebody. So it's kind of hard to read when they throwing it out that quick. But I think the thing is you just got to run out the stack and help the guys in the back. Now, you talked about a couple of their weapons. Where does the strength lie in their offensive line? We think all those guys are really good. They work really well together. Mm-hmm. Like I said, especially with their run game, they're pretty athletic. They are athletic. Let's say that. Good lateral movements. So quick first steps on all of them. They all got a pretty good step laterally. So. Okay, so how are the nerves? Going into tonight, you've got US Bank Stadium, home opener, another primetime game. I mean, these are the moments you live for and dream of as a kid. I mean, what are the emotions going into tonight? They're very calm. I think last week I had a lot, and it pretty much calmed down, playing that first game Monday night, and now tonight, a Sunday night game, but the emotions are, really calm. You can't get too high, feel like then it's... For me, let me speak for myself. Getting too high, I feel like you start worrying about a lot of stuff instead of going out there to just play. I mean, the crowd's going to be so loud, though, when you guys are out there. They are. I feel they always are, though, which is good. We love it. You want it. Keep it up. We love it. They're so loud. We can't even hear each other talking right 2 steps next to each other. We have to, tilt your head, like, what you say? Yeah. So, I mean, playing in a home opener, how important is it to start off on the right foot in front of the home crowd? It's very important. I think we need to do that anyways. I think last game we kind of started off a little slow, but it's very important to start off fast, so we don't really have to worry about trying to catch up and fight back, which we will. A little adversity don't hurt nobody. No, it didn't. You guys fought back, kept those guys in the game. It was an incredible victory. Hoping for another one tonight. Thanks, Jalen. Thank you. All right, big thank you to Jalen Redmond. Today's interview is brought to you by Wildfire, located at Eden Prairie Center. Visit wildfirerestaurant.com. We're closing in on kickoff between the Vikings and Falcons. Paul Allen with head coach Kevin O'Connell is next on KFAN, the Minnesota Vikings Audio Network.
Hey Vikings fans, Ben Lieber here. Looking for a healthy place for the entire family? Well, Lifetime, the official athletic country club of the Minnesota Vikings, champions healthy, happy lives for every member of the family. My wife really enjoys the Pilates classes, and I like a good interval workout on the treadmill. With over 25 clubs in the Twin Cities area that feature 100 classes a week, spacious workout floors, a relaxing spa, healthy cafe, and so much more, families truly can do it all at Lifetime. Get your family going today at lifetime.life to find a location near you.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockert with Fox 9. Have you downloaded Fox Local yet? Fox Local is how you stream Fox 9 on your TV or your phone for free. You can watch all of our newscasts, original programming, and all your Gopher and Viking shows.
And welcome back to Vikings Game Day Live. We'll take a look at JJ.
So download Fox Local on your TV or your phone and stay connected to Fox 9 with Fox Local for free.
If you're in the market for a used vehicle, click on carswapusa.com.
We offer easy financing, complimentary oil change, and if you need it, we can deliver it.
Speaking of carswapusa.com,
you can browse hundreds of vehicles from your home.
If you're ready to buy a premium, hand-picked, late model, low mileage used vehicle, then check out your options at
carswapusa.com. We deliver.
Whether you're buying or selling, make CarSwap your first stop. CarSwap, a car for everyone.
For the Vikings, growth is a team effort. Coaches maximize performance. Teammates push your limits. But in business, who's there to help you grow? Lumen, that's who. Like saving live broadcast from lag time, helping deliver the in-stadium experience for fans with millions more around the globe, and bringing all the benefits of the cloud to your network. So it's as secure as a defensive line and as legendary as the fans that cheer them on. Welcome to the on-demand network that meets your demands. Learn more at lumen.com. Services not available everywhere.
Vikings fans, it's time to use Paze, an online checkout offered by banks and credit unions. With Paze, checking out is fast and convenient because eligible cards appear in one place. Ready to use when you order game day food delivery, your team's latest jersey, or flights to away games. You can beef up your defense at online checkout too. Using Paze gives you added security because actual card numbers aren't shared with merchants. Find out if your bank or credit union offers Paze today at Paze.com. That's Paze.com.
For Minnesotans, the outdoors is home. Nobody gives you more ways to get there than Polaris. From Indian motorcycles and Ranger side-by-sides to Indy snowmobiles and Bennington pontoons, we bring Minnesota's best to every season. Our wooded trails, twisted highways, and the rugged shores of all 10,000 lakes are an invitation. A chance to let what's outside challenge what's inside you. Polaris. Think outside. A proud partner of your Minnesota Vikings.
Is the radio home of the Minnesota Vikings. Boom! FM 100.3 KFAN. Minnesota's home for football.
The Minnesota Vikings and Atlanta Falcons do battle shortly, and thank you very much for joining us. The Boom is around the corner for the home opener, and we are now joined by Minnesota Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell, who's nice enough to join us in this spot right before each and every game. Home openers always are special, and as we can tell by the building, shortly before the game, they're very excited to watch tonight's game.
It's electric in here, and our players and coaches, and quite honestly, PA, everybody in our organization. We got a great team that runs the event, the event team for the Vikings at US Bank Stadium. We take a lot of pride in what this place is all about for our fans, and we've got the best fans in the NFL. You can feel it in here today, and we want to give them a lot of reasons to keep that energy going for the next, 3.5 hours.
Now, as you said Friday at your press conference, Christian Darrisaw ruled out. So the Minnesota Moving Company, your offensive line, how do they stack up specifically against this Falcons front seven?
Yeah, the biggest thing with the Falcons front seven is I think they have really good depth and a lot of really good players. And so you're going to have a fresh group in there. We're not going to roll waves of offensive linemen out there, but they sure will sub that front early and often and keep them fresh all day long. So we're going to have to be really good, really good along the line of scrimmage. We want to win the line of scrimmage. It may take some time to wear down that depth a little bit, kind of like what we saw in Chicago. We call them body blows. Every time you can, continue to lean on the opponent, and run the football and stack some plays like we were able to do, especially in the second half the other day. That's what we want to try to repeat each and every Sunday. It's a formula that we think this year's team is going to be able to thrive with, and pair that with what we do defensively and in the kicking game. And when the explosive passes come that we've kind of become accustomed to having around here, that'll be a good day for the Vikings, and I hope it's tonight.
Well, and back to Monday for a second, really good finish on Monday night in all phases of the team. But with the quarterback, what's naturally good with McCarthy when he runs?
Well, I think first and foremost, and I know you and I have talked about this in the past, like he has got some juice when he takes off. So just the straight line speed. I think Michael Penix has it too on the other side tonight. But these guys, it's not just, creating a chance off schedule to chuck the ball down the field. That's what they're capable of with their arm talent. But with JJ, we've just seen him too many times in practice, too many times in maybe where he's got the red jersey on and they can't hit him. But you watch the tape and you say, nobody would have got him on that. And he got 14 yards and a first down and he's out of bounds and it's first down Vikings. Like, we call it steal a couple a game. that it doesn't always mean scrambles, as we saw with a critical kind of situational kind of zone read the other night. And he read it beautifully. TJ Hawkinson out in front, part of the moving company you speak of, and we walked the ball in the end zone. Was a big time moment.
Michael Penix and the Atlanta Falcons offense, they operate a fair amount from what's called the pistol formation. What advantage are there achieved from the pistol as opposed to just like straight shotgun?
Yeah, so for those listening at home, and I'm sure you've explained it many times, the pistol is a shotgun formation with the halfback still in the position directly behind the quarterback. And you'll see us do it a couple times tonight as well, if those plays get off the sheet tonight, to be determined. But what it does is there's a lot of teams around the league where there's constant checks and balances going on, right? Some teams set the front if you're in the gun based upon what side the back is on of the quarterback. It helps defend certain runs. Some teams will set two calls, one if you're under the center, one if you're in the gun. So how are they going to treat that when technically what is the pistol? Well, a lot of those plays end up being replicated that you can run under center. And I think overall it's given a comfort level to the younger generation of quarterback, not necessarily ours. He played under center a lot at Michigan, but the younger generation of guys that predominantly grow up in that shotgun, almost like their teddy bear at home. That's the comfort spot for them, as opposed to being under center down with those big fellas down in the trenches. That can be intimidating for some of these guys.
All right, last one for the head coach. Obviously, you want everybody to tackle on every single play, but is this a big tackling night for your corners, given how wide this team likes to get with Bijan Robinson?
Yeah, and it's not just the run game, PA, as we saw last week on that tape. I mean, it's just a ho-hum, normal down play action pass where Michael Penix finds his check down out on a wide route and he takes it 50-plus for a touchdown. Doesn't get touched on the play. I mean, the athleticism, the burst, the explosiveness, he is one of the best in the NFL, and he's got to be an absolute priority. And tackling a guy like Bijan Robinson doesn't come down to just one guy. It's got to be a swarming mentality. Every time we get near him, we got to have multiple purple hats to the ball flying around the field. That's the energy we talk about, the play style. That's got to jump off the tape. That's got to be people need to be able to see it through your call tonight, PA, on the radio, that Vikings are flying around population to the football all night long. And that's how you have to play against any offense with this kind of explosiveness, not just Bijan Robinson.
Tear it up tonight. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, PA.
Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm Paul Allen. It's the Vikings and the Birds, the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons, next on the KFA and Minnesota Vikings Audio Network.
Ready, set! TCO for when the Minnesota Vikings need the best sports medicine available. Ready, set! TCO for partnering with more schools and communities. Ready, set! TCO for more urgent care locations ready to go. Twin Cities Orthopedics. Ready, set, TCO. Learn more at tcomn.com.
Every team needs a top pick, and every home does too. That's why pros and homeowners choose Anderson, the #1 trusted window and door brand. Built to last through every season, Anderson makes it easy with windows and doors that perform as great as they look. So whether it's scoring style points or tackling tough weather, you can trust your home to Anderson, the official window and door partner of the Minnesota Vikings. 2024 Anderson brand surveys of U.S. contractors, builders, architects, and homeowners. For warranty info, visit AndersonWindows.com.
When it comes to managing your blood pressure, you play to win. You've made changes to your diet. You stay active. You've followed your doctor's game plan to the letter. But when it comes to your health, you can't always tackle it alone. Go beyond typical treatments with a Simplicity blood pressure procedure. Brought to you by Medtronic, official sponsor of the Vikings. Talk to your doctor. Results may vary. Adverse events include but are not limited to temporary pain and bruising. Read important risk factor information at beyondhbp.com.
the radio home of the Minnesota Vikings. FM 100.3, KFXM Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan.
Showtime, baby. You know what's going on. Let's go, Vikings. Let's go. On you go, 3. 1, 2, 3. Get it up.
Minnesota Vikings football is on the air all across the Minnesota Vikings radio network. Vikings football is proudly presented by the following broadcast partners: Vizzy Hard Seltzer, your local Northland Ford dealers, Polaris, and by Mystic Lake Casino Hotel. Vikings football is also brought to you by the following: U.S. Bank, Jacob Leinenkugel's Brewing Company, 3M, and by Lumen.
Touchdown! To the 30, down the sidelines, knocked out of bounds. Touchdown! Vikings! Ball's loose at the goal line. Touchdown!
Tonight, the Purple look to clean up some dirty birds. Now, let's go live to U.S. Bank Stadium, along with former Vikings Pete Bursich and Ben Lieber, here with the call of tonight's game, the voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen.
Hey, welcome to Minneapolis, welcome to U.S. Bank Stadium, and welcome to Minnesota Vikings football on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network. Minnesota 1-0 after beating Chicago Monday. The Atlanta Falcons are in town from the NFC South.
This is the
0-1.
The side with the American flag is
Adrian
heads,
Hill.
The side with the shield is tails.
Adrian Hill.
What's your call? Tails. Tails is the call. It is a tails.
Okay.
Atlanta has won the toss and elected to receive. It's ready for the kick. Atlanta will receive at this end. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you, Adrian. So the Atlanta Falcons win the toss and have elected to put Michael Penix and their offense on the field first. The Vikings all-time against the Atlanta Falcons, 22-12. Kevin O'Connell, 2-0 versus the Atlanta Falcons. 2 years ago, beat them in Atlanta in the Dobbs game. Last year, beat them here in what's known as the Cousins game. The Minnesota Vikings are 19-5 all-time at home versus the Atlanta Falcons, who are wearing all white uniforms with black numbers and their black helmets. The pants are trimmed with red stripes. The Minnesota Vikings have throwback classics, heading back to the 60s and 70s of Minnesota Vikings football. Those beautiful uniforms have white pants with purple and gold stripes, white and gold shoulder stripes, and white numbers on those purple jerseys with gold trim. Hey, Vikings fans, purchase any Pothole Pizza or 20-ounce Pepsi or Mountain Dew product with Quick Rewards, and you're entered for the quick trip to the end zone. One weekly winner automatically gets $500, and if the Vikings score a touchdown to more than 50 yards that week, one lucky fan wins $5,000. See quicktrip.com/sweepstakes for details. Will Riker, who hit a career-long 59-yard field goal last game from Soldier Field. He's going to kick it away to a couple of birds, a couple of Atlanta Falcons playing their first road game of the year. They're down their best kick returner, Jamal Agnew. Riker kicking to the east side of U.S. Bank Stadium, and boom! The 2025 regular season home opener is in the air, and it's a touchback, and here come the Atlanta Falcons, coached by Raheem Morris. The offensive coordinator is Zach Robinson, who used to coach with the LA Rams with Kevin O'Connell. They're led by Michael Penix, same draft as J.J. McCarthy. Penix went 8th. This is his 5th start. He's a career 59.5% completion guy. In the Tampa Bay game, that was Michael Penix's first game of his starts, having not generated a turnover. He had a big game, too, 27 of 42, 298, a touchdown, and 0 interceptions. He also ran for a touchdown. It's the Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. It's Sunday Night Football. Pistol formation, Penix with Bijan Robinson getting the first call. He shakes an Ivan Pace tackle, gets to the 45-50, into Vikings territory to the 40-yard line, where Theo Jackson runs him down from behind. 26-yard gallop by Bijan Robinson, and a terrible missed tackle by Ivan Pace Jr. Now, Pace Jr.'s a starter. This team is down Jeff Okudah, Blake Cashman, and Andrew Van Ginkel, 3 defensive starters not playing. Harrison Smith close to returning, perhaps next week, but he also is not playing. 1st and 10 for Atlanta from the Vikings 40. It's an offset pistol, short shotgun for Penix Jr. Robinson behind him. He gets the call again, and he has room to the right side, 35-30. Sprints to the 25, and he's taken down by Theo Jackson, who has 2 tackles. That's the good news. But on 2 carries, Bijan Robinson has 42 yards, Pete.
That's almost twice as much as he had last week with 12 carries against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the first play, Paul, you mentioned Dallas Turner. That ball was run his way, and yes, Ivan Pace needs to make that tackle. On that last play, the Vikings blitz, but on the opposite side of the blitz, there's just too much room between the outside linebacker and the defensive tackle, and Bijan Robinson is good. He'll find those gaps.
Dallas Turner, second-year Alabama, making his first career start, supplanting Van Ginkel. Handoff Robinson, jump cut left, another missed Vikings tackle. It's by Pace Jr. again, and between the hash marks and the numbers, Robinson falls ahead to the 18 for a run of 6. A run of right around 6, making it 2nd and 4. Atlanta already in the Vikings red zone at the 18.
Yeah, this is an attitude play. This is winning the toss, taking the football. We're going to run it. We're going to run it. We're going to run it. And that's exactly what Atlanta's trying to do right now, set the tempo.
2nd down for Atlanta from the Vikings 18. First possession of Sunday Night Football. Tight end Charlie Warner in motion to the left. Another pistol, short shotgun for Penix Jr. Behind him, Robinson. They run again, and Robinson runs this time into Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen, the former Washington Commander, captures him at the line of scrimmage. First 3rd down of the game for the Atlanta Falcons. They were 40% on 3rd down last week.
And Paul, they've run the football the entire time, and I don't think there wasn't one opportunity or one time that the first defender to Bijan Robinson brought him down. So he's every bit as slippery as he remember. He just had an off week last week against Tampa Bay because he looks dynamic tonight.
Bijan Robinson, 19 games of at least 100 scrimmage yards, including 124 last week. He had a 50-yard catching touchdown. Play clock down to 2. Penix out of the shotgun. Clapping for the ball. Sorry, not that time. Timeout Falcons. Play clock ran down. Assist. U.S. Bank Stadium all fired up on a Sunday night. Speaking of fired up, let's go to the sideline. Courtesy of U.S. Bank, here's Ben Lieber with his player to watch.
Thanks a lot, PA. Yeah, even though it's been a lot of run this series, I'm looking at Isaiah Rodgers to have a big game. The reason I think that is I thought he played really, really well last week against the Bears. He only gave up 2 catches for 13 yards, and he looked very smooth. Everything was in sync. Now, listen, there are some secondary plays that he's just got to latch onto, but that's a challenge for every defensive back. I think coming out here today, as long as they can disguise their coverages, not show that they're in man coverage pre-snap, I think he's going to jump around and have a nice night.
Drake London left. Darnell Mooney slot right. Outside of him, Ray McLeod. 3rd down, 3rd and 4 for Atlanta. Penix out of the shotgun. Bijan Robinson to his right. The tight end Kyle Pitts to the left of tackle immortality Jake Matthews. Play clock running down again. It's a direct snap to Penix and another flag. Out of a timeout, they got to delay a game. Or was it a false start?
No, it was close to being either.
False start. Offense, number 7. 5-yard penalty.
Now, I called him offensive line immortality. That's Jake Matthews, 12th year Texas A&M, first-round pick in 2014. This is his 179th consecutive start.
Yeah, Jake Matthews is just a beast on the left-hand side next to Matthew Bergeron. They're both very, very good offensive linemen. But the problem is Penix gets to the line of scrimmage. He doesn't know if he's getting a 0. He doesn't know what he's going to get.
Penix out of the shotgun. Robinson to his left. Kyle Pitts, tight end in motion to the right. 3rd down. It's 3rd and 10 for Atlanta. Very low snap. Penix picks it up. Stays straight in the pocket. Fires to the right side. Caught by Pitts. And he's taken down shy of the first down by Joshua Metellus. It's a catch of about 8 yards. It'll make it 4th and 2. And Raheem Morris, who was the defensive coordinator for the Super Bowl winning Rams the year Kevin O'Connell was the offensive coordinator. He's going to keep the offense on the field. It's 4th and 2 from the Vikings 15-yard line.
Yeah, somehow, Paul, I think that the only thing that could really just torpedo this open is having Younghoe Koo miss another kick. So I think even if they get stopped here, it's not as much of a momentum swing is what they've had to experience in the kicking game.
The Falcons,
stay on sides.
The Falcons were 3 of 4 on fourth down conversions against the Buccaneers last game. Timeout. Hey, U.S. Bank Stadium. Well done.
Under a penalty, they score down.
Well done, U.S. Bank Stadium. Confusing Michael Penix. Now it's 4th and 2, and they're going to walk in Parker Romo, who kicked with the Vikings last year. Young Wei Koo had some problems against the Buccaneers. They left him home and elevated Parker Romo from the practice squad. Now, Romo, as part of a 4-game run with the Vikings, was terrific. He went 11 of 12, scored all the points at Jacksonville, 4 of 4 on field goals, and walked off a winner at Soldier Field. Here's his first kick with the Falcons. It's from 38 yards right at snap spot. Parker Romo's kick is good. Now, some Vikings are saying, no, it wasn't good, and the crowd made it sound like it wasn't good either. But that doesn't matter. The 2 stripes underneath the goalposts deemed it good. So on the Northland Ford dealer scoreboard, the Atlanta Falcons win the toss, take the ball, drive down the field, and get a field goal and lead 3-0. It's Vikings football. Our friends at TimberTech have a checklist at the website for those of you desiring a deck. Go to timbertech.com, get started there. And after you go through the checklist of what to do with the decking and to find a contractor and everything, get yourself some samples. You'll love them. They'll send them to you for free, timbertech.com. And finally, when you work with those contractors, you will recognize TimberTech works with only the best. So if you need a deck with deck durability, start at timbertech.com.
What did you do at New Horizon Academy today, Miles?
Mom, the letter of the week is S. We added the word sun to our word wall. We read a book about the weather, built a solar oven on the playground. We practiced star breathing, and then I learned how to make an S in sign language. It was so fun.
Sounds like you had a great day.
New Horizon Academy offers premium early childhood development for all families. We serve best-in-class social-emotional education for kiddos from infancy to school age. Check us out at newhorizonacademy.net.
As a leader in innovative ingredient solutions, Sam Nutrition offers a unique personal touch that only a family-owned business can provide. As your trusted partner in animal nutrition, we source the highest quality ingredients, ensuring you achieve optimal results. Discover how our family values drive us to connect industries and unlock peak performance across your entire operation with Sam Nutrition. Learn more by visiting samnutrition.com. Sam Nutrition, high performance, reasonable price, a proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings fans, you know game day is all about performance. And in the world of tech, performance is everything. That's why top teams trust Datadog. From cloud to code, Datadog gives you real-time visibility into every system so you can spot issues before they become fumbles. Full stack observability and security built for enterprise scale. See inside any stack, any app, at any scale, anywhere. Stay fast, stay reliable, stay in the game with Datadog. Visit DatadogHQ.com today and start your free trial today. That's DatadogHQ.com.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce. We've been waiting all night for this. That might be copyrighted. Anyway, Vikings Football Now, the Power Trip Morning Show, returns tomorrow right here on The Fan.
So the Atlanta Falcons go 6 plays, 45 yards, took 3 minutes and change. And Parker Romo, the former Viking, kicks them to a 3-0 lead. Football fans, meet Pays, a convenient new online checkout offered by bank and credit unions. Learn more at Pays.com. Bradley Pinion, their punter, is kicking off. Boom. And fielding it for the Vikings is Miles Price. Had a wonderful week last week. Squirts out of a Falcons tackle near side at the 23-yard line and lunges ahead to the 27 for a return of 21 yards. And here comes J.J. McCarthy, who's asking the crowd to be a little quiet now so they can, it's offensive work. Offensive work as we see on the Jumbotrons here. McCarthy threw a pick 6 last week, all right? That's the bad news. After the pick 6 at Chicago, he went 8 of 11, 95 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and he ran for 1. He was sacked 3 times. Justin School is the left tackle. Christian Darrisaw not playing yet. Jalen Naylor in motion to the left. McCarthy out of the shotgun. He'll whip it out to the left. Caught by Naylor. Quick gain of maybe a yard, maybe 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 8. Now, for the Atlanta Falcons, The strength of their defense is in the safeties. Xavier Watts, third-round rookie from Notre Dame, 6 tackles, 2 passes defensed against the Bucs. My man had 13 interceptions and 2 defensive touchdowns in his last 2 years for Notre Dame. Jesse Bates, 8th year from Wake Forest. He has 24 picks in his career and 10 interceptions the last couple of years, including 2 pick sixes. Second down, 2nd and 8 for the Vikings, trailing 3-0. Toss right, Aaron Jones looks for a seam. He gets a block from a pulling Ryan Kelly, but several Falcons converge on him, led by their leading tackler, Caden Ellis, gain of 1, third down.
And for the linebackers for the Atlanta Falcons, you have Divine Diablo and Caden Ellis, both of which are very, very good against the run. They do like the blitz. So in this situation on third down, watch Billy Bowman, the nickel, number 33. They love to blitz him from the outside, so don't be surprised if they bring pressure against the young quarterback.
Third down converting was a problem for Minnesota at Soldier Field, 3 of 12. McCarthy shotgun. 3rd and 7 from his own 30. Naylor in motion to the left where he joins Adam Thielen. And McCarthy back to pass, wiggles away from pressure, sprints, pumps. He's hit near the first down marker, reaches out, lunges, stretches the football, and looks like he did not get it. Missed it by inches. Offense stays on the field, Pete.
Yeah, good call on that. And that's a play that you may want to take another look at because his knee never really hit the ground. It was the tackle actually helped him keep his knees up. It looks like the Vikings are going to try to go for it on 4th down right here.
The Vikings have not gone for a 4th down this season. They're going to do the tush push with J.J. McCarthy. And he's shoved by several Vikings and was stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Aaron Jones was doing most of the shoving. The Vikings, they don't look super secure like they got a 1st down here. Nope, turnover on downs, Falcons ball.
Wow.
So the Vikings went sneaking for a 1st down, and they did not get it. So trailing 3-0. They've given the ball, Ben Lieber, to the Falcons in elite territory.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, it was just a basic little quarterback sneak, and he just got folded up the second that he received the snap. It seems like a little low, didn't have a lot of momentum going into it, and then
he fumbled it. He fumbled the snap.
Is that why it looked so?
Yes.
Yeah, it looked so wonky because he lunged forward and just basically got folded back. So he must have been going down for the football, and then Aaron Jones comes up from behind, even though he was close to the ground to try to push him, but it was too little, too late.
All right, 1st down for the Falcons from the Vikings 36, 3-0 Atlanta. Turnover on downs. Penix, pistol formation, Bijan Robinson behind him. 4 carries, 47 yards on the first possession, and they want more. He bumps it out wide right. Stiff arm at the 35. Byron Murphy Jr. corrals him at about the 30. So that's going to be a run of 6 for Bijan Robinson.
Paul, that's an example right there of how we're missing Van Ginkel. You have Dallas Turner on the outside, and he doesn't set the edge. You had plenty of linebackers, Ivan Pace coming inside out, but no one was there to make Bijan Robinson cut back inside. So Dallas Turner getting a little bit too heavy on the tight end. He's got to play that better.
Penix 1 of 1, 8 yards passing. Robinson's averaging 10.8 yards per run. 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Penix play action, screen right to Robinson. Looked like the ball hit the turf.
That ball hit the ground.
Caught it 35 outside the numbers 30, 25, taken down at the 20. So unofficially a 10-yard catch and run by Bijan Robinson. Screen right, but it looked like the ball hit the turf as he brought it in.
Now we're going to get another chance to take a look at it. They turned, I think it was outside linebacker loose. That ball looked like it hit the ground for sure.
O'Connell.
There's the red flag.
After replay assistance, it is an incomplete pass.
Okay.
There we go.
No challenge needed. But if we did, O'Connell, 12 wins, 8 losses with challenges since he started in 2022 with an assist to Ryan Cordell, the ruler of the reversals. He's a game management coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings and a vital cog to in-game decisions. Pass is incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd and 4. Dwight McLauthern has checked in. Dwight McLauthern is in, where the Falcons are 0 of 1 on 3rd down. McLauthern's in because Jeff Okudah's out. So Jonathan Grenard Javon Hargrave, Jonathan Allen, Dallas Turner, Dwight McClellan, Byron Murphy Jr., Josh Metellus, Eric Wilson supplanting Blake Cashman, Ivan Pace Jr., Isaiah Rogers, and the safeties are Theo Jackson and Josh Metellus.
And Paul, don't be surprised if you see a little bit of more man-to-man out of the Vikings on defense, just because Michael Penix Jr., if you take, according to Next Gen Stats, against the zone, he's got 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions versus man, 0 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So he's been struggling when he sees man-to-man defense. And don't be surprised, again, if we play a little bit more of it tonight because of that.
McLaughern with very limited National Football League experience. Near side, opposite Darnell Mooney. 3 receivers left. That's to the wide side of the field as the Falcons scrimmage right hash, heading to the west side of U.S. Bank Stadium. 3rd down, 3-0 Atlanta first quarter. Penix works out of the shotgun. Bijan Robinson to his left. Low snap. Penix, quickie over the middle, caught Kyle Pitts, first down. Turns it up at the 20, lowers the helmet hard on Theo Jackson. 15-yard catch and run by Kyle Pitts. And the Falcons are back to the Vikings red zone. First down from the 15.
That's too easy. Josh Metellus walked out, and that's, I think, the first sign that it was man-to-man. And Metellus on the snap kind of jumped outside because he had safety help inside. But, man, it's just too easy. It's just too easy for Kyle Pitts to break in, and it was a 7-yard gain without him or the safety even getting close to him. So,
middle of the first quarter, the Vikings have had the ball once. They went 4 and out. Went for it 4th and short from their own territory. McCarthy and Kelly messed up the snap, so therefore they were shut out as the pass here goes to the right side of the field. Penix is a southpaw, throws with his left arm, and it's caught by Bijan Robinson for a gain of 5, and it's 2nd and 5 from the Vikings 10.
We're seeing a little bit what we saw, or what we have seen the last week at least, from this Atlanta offense. Now that the crowd has quieted down a little bit, they're throwing the football. It's that pistol look, quick throws on the outside, accurate. I mean, Penix is good. He's strong-armed, he's accurate, but they've gotten away from a running game, Paul, that was so effective on that first drive.
The Falcons are averaging 9 yards per play. 2nd and 5 from the Vikings 10. Drake London in motion to the right. Out of the shotgun. Penix faces a blitz. Throws to the right side. And at the 5-yard line, it's incomplete. Looking for Bijan Robinson. Jonathan Bernard, one of 2 covering him. So now it's 3rd and 5 for Atlanta. This Bijan Robinson, 2 games against the Vikings, 143 rushing yards and a touchdown. I mean, as good as he is, that's actually not that great. But he's 5 runs, 54 yards so far. We just crossed the midway point of the first quarter. He had 15 touchdowns last year, including 1 receiving. The Falcons are 1 of 2 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 5 from the Vikings 10. 3 receivers to the left. Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod, and Drake London. Michael Penix out of the shotgun, takes the snap. 4-man rush. Penix steps up, rolls out to the left. He ran for a touchdown last week. Throws to the end zone. Bobbled and incomplete. He had Darnell Mooney open, but they couldn't close on the operation. Now, Mooney's been out a month and a half with a shoulder injury. Missed all the training camp. Just started practicing this week, so maybe he's a little rusty.
Yeah, he might be, but the hope with getting Darnell Mooney back for the Falcons was that they're going to get some type of a deep presence, but we haven't seen any of that yet. So they might have that in their back pocket, but this offense has gone from running the football unbelievably well to just the 3-step passing game in a matter of a series.
29-yard field goal, right hash. Parker Romo snaps spot. He kicks with his right foot, and he kicks quite well. Bang that through off the pinion hold. And the turnover on downs leads to 3 points for the Atlanta Falcons. On the Northland Ford dealer scoreboard, 6:48 to go in the first quarter from U.S. Bank Stadium. Atlanta 6, Minnesota 0 on the KFAM Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
Huddle up, Vikings Nation. Don't let that Skol chant fade. Let it echo through the hallways, the bars, the stadium, and the city. Because when the Vikings score 2 or more touchdowns, you'll get a free Big Mac with a purchase of $2 or more. Only in the McDonald's app. Offer valid once per person the day after the Vikings score 2+ touchdowns through 2/28/26 at participating McDonald's. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards.
Vikings fans, game day starts early at Mystic Lake, home of the official watch party of the Minnesota Vikings. Catch the Vikings take on Pittsburgh all the way from Ireland at 8:30 a.m. Sunday, September 28th. Enjoy food, drink specials, photo ops, a fantastic Vikings merch booth, giveaways, and appearances by Vikings cheerleaders, and the Skull Line. Vikings versus Pittsburgh from Ireland, Sunday, September 28th at 8:30 a.m. Come to the official watch party. Get details at mysticlake.com.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our Built Wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford today. Based on calendar year total sales.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
With a Viking victory tonight, the Purple will avenge that 1998 championship game loss. Not really. We'll talk Falcons and Vikings tomorrow, 10 to be in common, noon to 3 on the Fan.
Welcome back to U.S. Bank Stadium. And might I just say, this is one of the loudest games I've ever been a part of here. Super exciting down here, but not to be a lot to be excited about right now. Offense struggling. Defense just gave up another field goal, so 6-0 Falcons over Vikes right now. But guys, it's all about our defense not stopping the run. Bijan and this offense, almost 11 yards per rush. They got 7.4 yards per play right now, and it's all about the early downs. We are not stopping them on early downs. They're getting second and third and manageable. That's got to change. Right now they have our defense on the heels.
Boom. Miles Price a yard deep after the field goal to the 5-10-15. Wiggles at the 20. Heads to the right side. Flag comes in, and he's taken down at the 25-yard line. Pending infraction, Adrian Hill is our referee this evening.
During the return, holding against the receiving team.
That's special.
10-yard penalty, first down Minnesota.
Hey, play like a Viking at Mystic Lake, your game day headquarters. Win prizes all season. Enjoy live music at the Twin Cities' newest sports bar, Hop House. MysticLake.com. And by the way, stop by the Friday football feast this Friday, Buffalo Wild Wings Maplewood. Yours truly, Alec Lewis of The Athletic, Eric Nordquist, Nordo, mad producer, from 9 to noon on KFAN. We'll all be there thanks to Coors Light. Vikings.com/BWW for the full schedule. Here comes Vikings offense, take two. Two tight ends, they're off to the right. McCarthy's under center, hands it to Aaron Jones up the middle. Bounces off a bunch of Vikings and Falcons out to the right across the 15, outside the numbers, upended at the 20, and that's a 7-yard run for Aaron Jones.
This Atlanta defense, Paul, what they do with their front is they jet, and that means that these D linemen just get north and south on the snap of the football. They're not reading anything up front. They're just trying to get penetration. So a lot of teams will trap and counter and wham and do different things to try to slow them down. And thus far, they've been in our backfield.
2nd and 3, Justin Jefferson wearing shiny gold cleats out to the right. On 2nd down, handoff Aaron Jones. He's going to bump it back to the left after trying the middle, and he's corralled at the line of scrimmage. Falls ahead for a yard. So that'll make it about 3rd and 2 as Jordan Mason checks into the game with Adam Thielen and TJ Hawkinson.
And Arnold Ebiketie was the outside linebacker who chased that one down. So when they, again, this is that 5-man front that we're seeing that they go to on base downs that's very, very difficult to run on. I mean, you have 5 defensive linemen, Divine Diablo, Caden Ellis. You've got a lot of big bodies in that box.
Vikings 0 of 1 on 3rd down. McCarthy shotgun 3 receivers to the right. Justin is wide right. Snap. McCarthy looking right. Oh, he's going to be sacked. J.J. McCarthy sacked by a fellow rookie. That's James Pierce Jr., the rookie from Tennessee, first-round pick. And that's the first sack of his National Football League career. So kind of like Soldier Field. The Vikings go 4 and out, and then they the Falcons get a field goal, so no punt. And then they go 3 and out. Now Ryan Wright's punting to D. Alford.
And unfortunately, it looked like he came off the edge of Donovan Jackson. I mean, and for JJ, he's not even able really to get to the top of his drop. And so maybe shotgun or something else, especially on third down, might buy him a little more time or at least get the ball out a little more quickly.
Ivan Pace Jr. is the personal protector for Ryan Wright. That's normally Ty Chandler's job, but he's out. High punt. D. Alford calls for a fair catch, brings it in at the 27. Excellent punt of 59 yards by Ryan Wright. Well done, young man. Falcons lead 6-0, 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter from U.S. Bank Stadium. Good evening. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
Paul Sutton Bourbon is a namesake bourbon made by our family for 7 generations. Grain to glass, never sourced. Paul Sutton Bourbon, passed down to be passed around.
Minnesota deserves a go-to destination for all things high school sports in our state. All the scores, the stories, the stats, live streams, social feeds, photos, personalized team pages, breaking news. One place for everything you're looking for. That's why the Minnesota Star Tribune is launching Strip Varsity. You'll find Minnesota Star Tribune journalism, Minnesota Prep Hub stats and schedules, streams, stories, and more. Strip Varsity is Minnesota's new home for complete high school sports coverage. Sign up today at startribune.com/stripvarsity.
Vikings fans, sometimes you need to play defense when you shop online. So many websites these days ask you to store your card numbers with them, and it's time to blow the whistle on that. Participating banks and credit unions are now offering Pays, an online checkout service with added security. With Pays, your card numbers stay hidden from merchants. Now that's protecting your pocket. Find out if your bank or credit union offers Pays today at Pays.com. That's PAZE.com.
The recruitment industry has changed, and it's time for you to take action and change with it. If you're looking to advance your career, or your company is looking to hire key individuals that can grow your business, GPAC is here for you. We are the eyes and ears of the industries we serve. Contact us today at gogpac.com. That's GOGPAC.com. It's grow time.
Paul Sutton Bourbon is a namesake bourbon made by our family for 7 generations. Grain to glass, never sourced. Paul Sutton Bourbon, passed down to be passed around.
Well, you know what happens to birds at U.S. Bank Stadium. Too far? Hey, it's Chris Hockey, the Power Trip. Tune in tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 9. We break down this game with Ben Lieber. More right here on The Fan.
Scoreboard Central.
It's brought to you by U.S. Bank, the official bank of your Minnesota Vikings. Next week, we take on the Bengals here at U.S. Bank Stadium. They beat the Jags 31-27, but Joe Burrow goes out with a toe injury. Now back to PA.
Holy cow, that's big news. Part of the Captain Cool Covenant, Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase, former teammate with Justin Jefferson. That ought to be a doozy. Here we go, 6-0 Atlanta, 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. First down for the Falcons from their own 28. Michael Penix with play action, straight drop. The southpaw is going to throw to his right side. Flag comes in from all the way on the other side of the field. That is Tyler Algier. Bijan's back up with a catch of 3.
It's going to be a first down. We got an illegal contact.
What happened?
On our end.
Before the...
Down with that Adrian Hill.
Before the pass, illegal contact, defense, number 7.
No.
5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's our best corner, Byron Murphy Jr. By the way, 6-0 Falcons. Brian Flores, defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. Since he's been here, 2 years in a game, 5-0 versus quarterbacks with 2 or fewer years of experience. He's beaten Caleb Williams twice, crushed C.J. Stroud here last year, Bryce Young, Will Levis, 5-0 versus quarterbacks like Michael Penix, who's in his second year from Washington. First down Falcons, 4:13 and counting to go in the first quarter. Offset pistol. The tight end Charlie Warner offset to the right of Penix, and they give it to Algier, who's given the Vikings problems the last 2 times, and he will burrow his way for 5 yards to about the 38. That'll make it 2nd and 5. Algier in 2 versus Minnesota, Pete, 102 yards and 2 TDs.
Yeah, and he's 5'10". They say he's 225 pounds, but he's probably somewhere around 230. just a bowling ball, a low center of gravity. When it's hard to tackle him up high, even if you're a lineman, because he has such power. And in that case, he was able to add on about 3-4 yards after contact.
Penix 3 of 6, 26 yards, 2nd and 5 from his own 38. The Falcons are in no hurry, kind of a slow-moving team. Out of the pistol, handoff Algier, and he spurts across the 40 right side, and he'll fall ahead to the 44 for an Atlanta Falcons first down after a run of 6. Nacho Lieber.
Yeah, it's just a variety of ways that this running game's going. I mean, we go back to the very first drive, and it was a missed tackle by Ivan Pace, and then they ran against our blitz on the other side, so it kind of exposed us. But in totality, overall, they are just getting an absolute push on our defensive front. They're getting linemen up to the linebackers. Our guys up front are not getting off blocks. They're creating seams and kind of creating a new line of scrimmage as well.
Kyle Pitts, the tight end, stands up to the right of the right tackle. Offset pistol again. Tight end to the right of Penix. Play action. Bernard's all over him. Penix gets it away adroitly. Well done, Michael. And it's caught in Vikings territory at the 44. 12-yard hit. Now being a southpaw, with the way he's looking, his personal protector is the right tackle. Bernard came behind him. I thought Jonathan had him. Michael, with that strong arm, got it away.
Yeah, and you definitely know that Zach Robinson saw that. And Elijah Wilkinson, the right tackle for Atlanta, struggled mightily last week against Hassan Reddick. Now he's up against Jonathan Grenard. I think it doesn't bode well for the drop-back passing game.
Their right tackle, Wilkinson, has one start the last 3 years. Flags. Ball start, them.
Ball start, offense. Number 8, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's Kyle Pitts, 5th year from Florida, 4th overall pick in the 2020 draft. 7 catches, 59 yards, no TDs versus the Bucs.
Yeah, Paul, you mentioned last week against the Bucs, and again, they struggled. They only gave up 1 sack. Penix was only sacked 1 time, but he was pressured and hit many times in that game, and I think they're going to try to protect him the best that they can.
1st and 15 for the Falcons, deep in the first quarter. Charlie Warner in motion to the right, back to the left. Penix, play action. He'll boot out to his right, throw across his body with the left, caught. Drake London, he fumbled it. That's Vikings ball. Theo Jackson picked it up at the 30. Eric Wilson, did he cause a nacho?
Eric Wilson! All he does is make plays.
That's unbelievable. Now that's the first fumble recovery, or check that. Theo Jackson with the take, first turnover today. So the Vikings are +1 in the take give. The Falcons are -1 this season. And with 1:28 to go in the first quarter, the Vikings defense steps up largely, turns over Drake London, gets the ball down 6 on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
She's Jan, the ultimate Vikings fan. Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show Fan Show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So, that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
Scratch Game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
This is how your feet feel in a pair of bad-fitting shoes. And this is how your feet feel in a pair of great-fitting shoes from Trade Home Shoes. Trade Home Shoes, proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings, has been delivering premium footwear for over 100 years. We are Minnesota-based, employee-owned, and here to help your whole family find shoes that fit. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
For Minnesotans, the outdoors is home. Nobody gives you more ways to get there than Polaris. From Indian motorcycles and Ranger side-by-sides to Indy snowmobiles and Bennington pontoons, we bring Minnesota's best to every season. Our wooded trails, twisted highways, and the rugged shores of all 10,000 lakes are an invitation. A chance to let what's outside challenge what's inside you. Polaris. Think outside. A proud partner of your Minnesota Vikings.
Listen to the Vikings all year on the free iHeartRadio app.
Vikings Falcons continue now on The Fan.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Vikings football.
This is Vikings Falcons on the audio home for Vikings football. FM 100.3 KFXN Minneapolis, St. Paul. And on the free iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back. 6-0 Atlanta. Vikings ball. McCarthy back to pass on first down. Fires to the right side. It's caught by Justin Jefferson, and it's a big one. That is the 500th reception in Jefferson's dominating career. His first tonight, 500th in his career. 16-yard hit, first down.
And Paul, you're lining up, and Kevin O'Connell's standing there seeing it. You've got single high safety, and then you have Mike Hughes lined up on Justin Jefferson. That is an opportunity there all day long if you can get him the football.
McCarthy, who threw for 143 at Soldier Field, has it 2nd and 1. Didn't get the first down. 2nd and 1. And rookie Ben Urasek in motion. Handoff Jordan Mason. Ooh, he runs right into the strong arms of the veteran David Onyemata. Loss of 1. Onyemata, 10th year Manitoba.
Yeah, that play didn't look right. I don't know if he bobbled the snap or whatever it was, but McCarthy, the timing, he really had to extend himself to get out there. So I don't know if it was a bad angle or what, but that run looked a little doomed from the beginning.
The Vikings have run it 6 times for 14 yards. Deep in the first quarter, 0 of 2 on third down. 6-0 Atlanta. Minnesota ball, 3rd and 2 from its own 40. McCarthy out of the shotgun. It's a gun run. Back to Jordan Mason. He plunges up the middle, reaches out for a Minnesota Vikings first down. And the first quarter ends with some positivity. First down for the Vikings approaching midfield. Thanks to 2 Parker Romo field goals, Atlanta leads 6-0 on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, well, Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit ChevyDealOnline.com.
You're listening to Vikings football.
Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings are teaming up to put you in the ride of your dreams. Picture this. You behind the wheel of a brand new 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend. Nice picture. Make it happen. Stop by your local Quick Trip, and for every $1 you spend using Quick Rewards, you'll earn a point to spend in the Vikings Fan Zone. Buy special qualifying products and earn bonus Fan Zone points. Kick off your winning season the right way with Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings. Details at quicktrip.com/fanzone.
With its smart, sustainable water solutions, Pentair helps the world move, improve, and enjoy water, life's most essential resource. From great tasting water for homes and businesses, to energy-efficient pumping solutions, and everywhere in between, Pentair is focused on driving innovation that helps people and the planet thrive. Visit Pentair.com to learn how. Pentair, the official sustainable water partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
Martin Marietta, an American-based company, is a leading producer of heavy building materials and the top supplier of aggregates and asphalt to the Twin Cities. Guided by values like safety, integrity, and stewardship, Martin Marietta strives to provide the materials on which our communities grow. Visit martinmarietta.com to learn more. Interested in a career with a rock-solid team offering competitive pay and benefits? Visit careersthatcrush.com to apply today. Skol Vikings!
Back to US Bank Stadium. It's Vikings Falcons on the audio home for Vikings football. KFAN The Fan.
Welcome back to the game. Vikings on our own 42, 1st and 10. And guys, I know the running game has been a little hard to come by, but I want to give one guy some shine, even from last week, and he's carried over into this week. That's tight end TJ Hawkinson in his run blocking. Got praised by KOC all week about how his tape looked so hot on Monday night, and I watched him already in a couple series. Threw a defender down to the ground in the run game on the first series, and there he was in this last series. Pete talked about the inside traps, the whams. He was the wham blocker to kick out that defender on that first down run.
Into the second quarter. 18 yards of offense in the first quarter for the Vikings as McCarthy goes back to pass. He's going to throw it right. Caught Jordan Mason. He angles to the left center of the field. And after all that, a 3-yard gain. So now 123 yards of offense for Atlanta, 21 for Minnesota. But like Soldier Field last week, Pete, it's only 6-0. Everything's still really attainable.
Yeah, it is, and that's the good news from the defensive side is that Atlanta has had 2 opportunities to score, only were able to do field goals. But this offense, I mean, time of possession, there's so many other things. We got to find a way to get started faster.
Mason, who ran for 68 yards at Chicago, the tailback McCarthy boots out to the left. It's a keeper. He, in front of his bench, runs across the 45 to the 47 for a gain of 2. I mean, he covered more ground than Lewis and Clark for 6 feet of gain. So now it's going to be 3rd and right around 5.
Well, they're getting them on the move a little bit, right? They're rolling them out. They're bootlegging them, trying to move that pocket to slow down the rush of the Atlanta Falcons defense. The Falcons, interestingly, have gone to more of a 4-man front in the last few plays. They look like they're going to blitz again. They blitzed heavily on 3rd down, so we'll see what happens here.
Vikings 1 of 3 on 3rd down. 3 receivers right. McCarthy shotgun. Hawkinson stands up to the left. McCarthy straight drop. Right-handed fastball right side. Yes. At the Falcons 41, it's Jalen Naylor with a connection of 11 yards and a Minnesota Vikings first down.
Well, they're going to struggle to cover our receivers one-on-one. Jordan Mason just stepped up and delivered a beautiful block on a blitzing Caden Ellis. It was Divine Diablo up the middle. Mm-hmm. If they can protect McCarthy, our receivers up against Mike Hughes and A.J. Terrell, we're going to be fine. We're going to be good.
Leonard Floyd is a pass rusher for the Falcons, very in and out with his plays, currently out of the game. McCarthy 4 of 4, 24 yards. He's going to give it this time to Jordan Mason, and Jordan heads to the left side past the line of scrimmage, and he's toppled at the 35, but it's a run of 6 for Jordan Mason, making it 2nd and 4, 12:45 and counting to go in the first half. Atlanta leads 6-0.
And they're trying to bring everything back to the defensive back. Billy Bowman's their nickel defender, who basically is a linebacker, but we're putting in 3 wides now, I think, to keep 4 defensive linemen, and the run game's actually worked well out of this 3-wide set.
McCarthy under center, false start, Will Fries. That'll be 76.
False start.
Your right guard.
Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Now, Will splits a couple of old schoolers. Ryan Kelly's making his 122nd start. He's the center, the man in the middle. Brian O'Neill, who turns 30 years of age tomorrow, is making his 108th start.
Father time. I think he moved on. He got bit on our own hard count. McCarthy using the hard count and faked out our own guys.
2nd down, 2nd and 9 from the Falcons 40-yard line. The Vikings have the Bengals here next week at noon. Handoff Mason stumbles, but he recovers past the line of scrimmage. Dragging Falcons past the 35 to the 32-yard line. It is a run of roughly 9 yards, meaning they're going to be very close to the first down. It'll be 3rd and very short for the Minnesota Vikings. They'll scrimmage between the hash marks from the Falcons 32.
Well, with this 3-wide set, this run game has come alive, and it's mainly because of the personnel that Atlanta chooses to match up with our 3-wide personnel. So this is where offensive coordinators can sit down and say, all right, every time if we bring in a tight end or we bring in a wide receiver, we're taking off a D lineman. That's an advantage for us, and they're using it right now.
3rd and short. Vikings 2 of 4 on 3rd down. Out of the pistol. Handoff Jordan Mason. Up the middle. He will take a big hit from Arnold Ebiketie, an edge guy for them, but Mason's a biggin. He falls ahead for 2 yards and a Vikings first down.
Yeah, that's a double team up front, Paul. Everybody's just all of our offensive linemen, each of them picking out a defensive lineman and double teaming, and he's able to get through the arm tackle of Ibukady. But Jordan Mason, Paul, if he can help us in the deep red zone and the short yardage, he's a huge asset.
Leonard Floyd, 10th year from Georgia, unrestricted from San Francisco. He checked into the game. He's edge right. McCarthy, shotgun, and Leonard Floyd's going to sack him. Leonard Floyd, who had 0 tackles versus Tampa Bay, 8.5 sacks with the Niners last year. As we said in the pregame show, he plays a couple of plays, sits out about 4, plays a couple, sits out another 4. That's to keep him fresh, and when he's fresh, clearly he's a menacing presence.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that play was. It was kind of a fake toss, and it didn't really go anywhere. But had McCarthy just thrown the ball to Aaron Jones, he would have hit his head on the goalpost.
That was go ahead.
They're just pinning their ears back and blitzing, and they're not even worried about the backs getting out of the backfield.
2nd and 19, McCarthy, shotgun, facing a blitz, fastball over the middle, incomplete. Inaccurate pass by J.J. McCarthy, left Hawkinson hanging out to dry a little bit. The pass was down by the knees. So it's now 3rd and 19 with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Vikings ball, Atlanta leads 6-0.
Yeah, Paul, I agree with you on that throw. It's just a matter of whether or not Hawkinson was going. I don't think he was going to settle. That's exactly where he just let him out there a little bit too far, and Divine Diablo was able to get that big paw in there and knock it down. Now we're 3rd and long. Just
12th play of a possession that's gone just 30 yards. Minnesota 3 of 5 on 3rd down, empty backfield. McCarthy, 7-step drop, fires right side, and at the 18-yard line, Adam Thielen caught it. He caught it for a 20-yard connection, first down.
Wow.
The ball was knocked out after he was declared down. Adam Thielen, hearing it from the crowd, Detroit Lakes go crazy. This is his first game at U.S. Bank Stadium since Christmas Eve 2022, when Greg Joseph walked off on the Giants.
What a great throw by McCarthy, by the way. Just that deep out on the opposite side of the field. So, again, when we get our one-on-one matchups with these DBs, Paul, we're beating them.
First down, 1st and 10 from the 19. McCarthy wants more. Throws to the right side. Jalen Naylor caught it at about the 1-yard line. That'll be a hit of 18 yards, make it 17. It's 1st and goal from the 2 for the Minnesota Vikings.
You want to get Atlanta out of that 5-man front and stop them from blitzing you constantly up the middle. You got to pick them apart on the outside, and McCarthy's been able to do that on these last couple plays. Paul, those are the best throws that I've seen this kid make all year, and I love it. He's got a little momentum right now.
JJ, 6 of 7, 61 yards, 1st and goal from the 2. McCarthy under center. The center's Ryan Kelly. Jordan Mason, the single set. Naylor in motion to the left. McCarthy fakes a flip, drops it, picks it up, runs out to the right, throws to the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Justin Jefferson, back right of the end zone, covered by A.J. Terrell. So now it's 2nd and goal, Ben Lieber.
Yeah, one thing's becoming really apparent from this game and last game is J.J. McCarthy feels very comfortable throwing outside the numbers. And the reason being, my guess, is that it's just cleaner. There's no muddiness. You don't have to worry about safeties. You don't have to worry about linebackers dropping out of the line of scrimmage. You have a clean look on some of these out-breaking routes. We've already seen it about 3 times today, especially on that Adam Thielen big 20-yard reception on 3rd down.
McCarthy, 4 of 5, 25 yards, 5 of 7 passing on this possession. 2nd and goal from the 2. 2nd quarter, Falcons lead 6-0. McCarthy under center. Flags come in.
Delay a game.
Oh, I thought it was the hard count getting somebody to jump for Atlanta.
Delay of game.
Oh, jeez.
Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Well,
2nd down.
What do you think bugs coaches more? Delays of game or false starts?
That's a good one. I think false starts probably bother them more because delay of game's usually on them.
Yeah.
But it was just interesting because the Atlanta Falcons tried to run a guy on the field and then tried to get him off late. And so I know McCarthy was arguing
stretched arms.
So yeah, O'Connell's sitting there saying they had 12 guys on the field technically because they didn't get him back off the field. And again, they're running another guy on late. So the system's breaking down a little bit here.
All right, 2nd and goal from the 7. McCarthy, play action, straight drop, hit from behind, and sacked. Sacked by Jalen Walker, 1st round Bulldog from down Athens way. First sack of his National Football League career. And now it's 3rd and goal from the 14. After they had a 3rd and 19, they hit Thielen for 20, first down positivity. Went to Jalen Naylor for 17, down to the 2. Everything's gone pear-shaped.
It has, and then these play actions with Justin School at left tackle, he has to do the play fake, get to the top of his drop, and if it's not there immediately, start to step up in the pocket because he's just getting pressured. School just got beat around the edge.
All right, JJ, 3rd and goal from the 14. Takes the snap, straight drop, big rush, steps up, rolls out to the right, hit, and he'll be thrown down at the 15-yard line. So he got back to the line of scrimmage. It's not a sack, 6-0 Atlanta. But 1st and goal from the 2, and you back yourselves up due to a sack and a penalty and some consternation.
He had a fumble. I mean, just trying to do too much. Faking the flip and dropping the football. Just again, you stack some really, really exciting plays together, and then just lose that momentum. So, hopefully we'll get out of this drive with some points and finally got a chance to move the football, but we got to finish better.
33-yard try right hash for Will Reichard. Snap, spot, kick is good. And the Minnesota Vikings have scored for the first time in this contest on the Northland Ford dealer scoreboard. 7:06 to go in the first half. Atlanta 6, Minnesota 3. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
This Minnesota Vikings season, touchdowns are great, but sacks are better. That's because Buffalo Wild Wings is giving away 6 free wings with a $10 minimum purchase anytime the Vikings get 2 or more sacks in a game. This Sacks for Wings promotion is valid 3 days after each qualifying game at participating Buffalo Wild Wings throughout Minnesota and surrounding areas. Get your 6 free wings on top of great drink specials, including new happy hour and late night offers throughout football season at your local B-Dubs, a preferred sports bar of the Minnesota Vikings.
When it comes to managing your blood pressure, you play to win. You've made changes to your diet. You stay active. You've followed your doctor's game plan to the letter. But when it comes to your health, you can't always tackle it alone. Go beyond typical treatments with a Simplicity blood pressure procedure. Brought to you by Medtronic, official sponsor of the Vikings. Talk to your doctor. Results may vary. Adverse events include but are not limited to temporary pain and bruising. Read important risk factor information at beyondhbp.com.
Hey, friends with food allergies. Life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
While others will break down tonight's game in traditional fashion, Tenneby and I will tackle this controversial issue. Falcons or Falcons? We'll do that noon to 3 tomorrow right here on The Fan.
Will Reichard with a field goal kicks the Vikings to 3 points. Welcome back. 6-3 Atlanta. 7:06 to go in the first half. That Vikings field goal means another donation to Field Goals for Charity, courtesy of Innovative and Post-it Brands. Programs benefiting NMDP, a leader in cell therapy. Visit nmdp.org/Vikings to make a difference. Reichard is 3 of 3 kicking field goals this season. Boom! End-over-end production to the 3. D. Alford bobbled it, picked it up at the 10, gets to the 15, to the 20, and he's tackled and taken down by Ivan Pace Jr. 20-yard return. That's pretty good work there by D. Alford after the start of that thing was terrible.
You know, sometimes that happens, though, when you're recovering a kick, and if the returner puts the ball on the ground, you have a tendency to want to freeze, right? And then sometimes those end up being really big returns, and had Ivan Pace not made that tackle, Paul, that would have been a big return on Atlanta's part.
Here here come the Atlanta Falcons, led by second-year quarterback Michael Penix, 5 of 8, 57 yards. Bijan Robinson, 5 carries, 54 yards. His first 2 went for 42 yards. First down for Atlanta. Pistol formation. Short shotgun for Penix. Behind him, Bijan. And they get back to the moneymaker, and he spurts up the middle. Javon Hargrave wraps him up around his ankles. And that'll be a gain of 7 still. Hargrave had 2 sacks at Soldier Field. But Bijan Robinson is just so lickety-split fast.
Well, I think both teams are going to their 3-wide type of a look to get a linebacker off the field and to get a smaller defense on the field. The Vikings did that last drive and the running game came alive, and now Atlanta's kind of doing the same thing as the Vikings were playing nickel on that down.
The Vikings defense operating without Andrew Van Ginkel, Jeff Okudah, and Blake Cashman. Second down, handoff, Robinson. Jonathan Allen gets him at the line of scrimmage as Bijan spins. Nice spin by the Texas product because he got 2 yards out of it with that spin. And that's going to make it 3rd and 1 from the Falcons' 32. 6 minutes and counting to go in the first half. The Vikings get the ball to begin the second half. 6-3, hot Atlanta.
Very well played by Jonathan Allen. We just have to string a few of those together. We can't be giving up 8-9 yards on a single carry.
Atlanta 1 of 3 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 1 from its own 32. Penix under center. That's rare. Straight out behind him. Ray McLeod's the tailback, so they're going to hand it to the upback, who's really a halfback, and it's Tyler Algier who plunges ahead for 3. Can you repeat the part of the stuff you just said all about the thing? First down, Atlanta.
Well, Atlanta going big. Barely getting it, but like I said, talked about with Algier earlier. He's
been a thorn in our side.
He's just a bowling ball, 5'11", probably 230. I mean, low center of gravity, just very tough to bring down.
First down, 1st and 10 for the Michael Penix-led Atlanta Falcons. 5th start for Penix. 8th overall pick in the J.J. McCarthy draft. Werner in motion to the left, back to the right. Penix bobbles the snap, recovers, floats out to his right, and all kinds of Vikings are all over him. Dallas Turner sacks Michael Penix. First sack this season for Dallas Turner. It's a loss of 10. It's 2nd and 20 for these Birds.
And Michael Penix, Paul, had absolutely nowhere to go with that football. What a fabulous job by Eric Wilson to cover the deep crosser, the route that was probably going to be coming open. And between Hargrave, between Ivan Pace, and Dallas Turner, they get to him. So that's exactly what you want. You want to get him on the ground, get him off his game, and get him out of his reads.
2nd and 20 from the Atlanta 26. Penix claps for the ball out of the shotgun. Robinson picks up a blitzing Metellus. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Ray McLeod, the intended receiver. It's actually Ray McLeod the third, but Eric Wilson just knocked the 3 eyes off his jersey. 3rd down.
I'm very, very impressed thus far with how Eric Wilson's played. Blake Cashman, we know how important he is to this defense. And we needed some depth there. He missed a few games last year. The Vikings bring back Eric Wilson, and he has played so well, especially on the coverage end. He may not be the pass rusher and the blitzer that Blake Cashman is, but he's every bit as good covering down the field.
Play clock down to 5-4. Winless Birds 2 of 4 on 3rd down, 3rd and 20. Penix back to pass, 4-man rush. He'll throw short right side to Bijan Robinson, 25-30 near the sideline, 35, and finally knocked out of bounds by Isaiah Rodgers at about the 40. It's a 15-yard catch and run by Bijan Robinson. He's just slithery and fast and just kind of cool.
Yeah, they're using him to chip on his way out to try to help control Jonathan Grenard, who's going up against Elijah Wilkinson. And, nice job by Penix just reading the outlet and getting as many yards as they can so they can play the field position game.
Miles Price set to return the Bradley Pinion punt. Price had 68 punt returns at Chicago, most by a Minnesota Vikings rookie since 1967. Pinion's end-over-end punt. Price eyeballs the coverage. He's feeling good about himself. Tried to give it a try at the 13, and discretion might need to be the better part of valor next time. 45-yard punt by Pinion. And the Atlanta Falcons get the ball with a 6-3 lead from U.S. Bank Stadium. It's the Vikings regular season home opener. 3:23 to go in the first half. This is Minnesota Vikings football. Our friends at TimberTech have a checklist at the website for those of you desiring a deck. Go to timbertech.com, get started there. And after you go through the checklist of what to do with the decking and to find a contractor and everything, get yourself some samples. You'll love them. They'll send them to you for free, timbertech.com. And finally, when you work with those contractors, you will recognize TimberTech works with only the best. So if you need a deck with deck durability, start at timbertech.com.
Huddle up, Vikings Nation. Don't let that Skol chant fade. Let it echo through the hallways, the bars, the stadium, and the city. Because when the Vikings score 2 or more touchdowns, you'll get a free Big Mac with a purchase of $2 or more. Only in the McDonald's app. Offer valid once per person the day after the Vikings score 2+ touchdowns through 2/28/26 at participating McDonald's. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards.
From coin flip to final whistle, show your diehard passion for your Minnesota Vikings all season long with your favorite purple and gold gear from Shields. Bring your best this year, whether you're cheering from U.S. Bank Stadium or from your living room with your favorite jerseys, hats, collectibles, and Vikings branded gear from the Shields Fan Shop. Visit us at your local Shields or Shields.com and let's cheer on the Vikings. Shields, proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings and football fans everywhere.
Vikings fans, game day starts early at Mystic Lake, home of the official watch party of the Minnesota Vikings. Catch the Vikings take on Pittsburgh all the way from Ireland at 8:30 a.m. Sunday, September 28th. Enjoy food, drink specials, photo ops, a fantastic Vikings merch booth, giveaways, and appearances by Vikings cheerleaders, and the Skol Line. Vikings versus Pittsburgh from Ireland, Sunday, September 28th at 8:30 a.m. Come to the official watch party. Get details at mysticlake.com.
Now back to Vikings football.
Vikings Falcons on the Fan.
All right, the Falcons are on defense. They got a lot of good players, but, Rook Orororo. Who? Rook Orororo. That's really a person. That's one of their players, and he has a half sack. Rook Orororo. All right. He's a backup, but he has a half sack with a rookie James Pierce. And it's 6-3 Atlanta. Minnesota Vikings ball from their own 13-yard line. Handoff, Aaron Jones trying to go showtime on a showtime-type Sunday night. Divine Diablo wraps him up after a 6-yard run. 2nd and 4. Vikings have 3 timeouts. Falcons have 2. Vikings get the ball to begin the second half. Birds lead 6-3.
Well, I would love to at some point in the near future the Vikings to take a shot deep. We haven't taken a shot deep yet. We have the speed at the wide receiver position, but every once in a while you got to air it out just to slow down a defense.
McCarthy back to pass, fires over the middle between the hash marks. Caught Adam Thielen with 2 receptions. First down on the 7-yard grab. And you know what? To amplify that, Pete, one of the starting outside corners for Atlanta is former Viking Mike Hughes, who's had his problems against Vikings offenses before. When he played for the Lions, KJ Osborne walked off on him in Kevin O'Connell's first year coaching the team. First-round pick in 2018 by Zimmer's Vikings, 30th overall. His first game in this building, he had a pick 6 from the arm of Jimmy Garoppolo. Hughes has bounced around, but he starts for the Falcons. Naylor in motion. McCarthy, play action, straight drop. Throws to the right side, and it's intercepted by the Atlanta Falcons right in front of Jalen Naylor. And the interception goes to rookie Billy Bowman Jr. 4th-round pick from Oklahoma. That's that young man's first National Football League interception.
First down, Atlanta.
Yeah, ball is thrown a little bit behind Jalen Naylor. It should have been more toward the sideline. So just a little bit inaccurate. And actually an unbelievably good catch by Billy Bowman. But
I know. Hey, Ben Lieber, we didn't have regular center Ryan Kelly that possession, did we?
No, we did not. Just got the official on Ryan Kelly. He is he's getting evaluated right now for a head injury. He is listed as questionable. So until that has gone through the whole protocol, we're going to see Michael Juergens playing the center position.
Well, I mean, this game, is like Monday night. I mean, it feels like the Vikings are completely getting outplayed. They're down 3 points. Approaching the 2-minute warning. Falcons, funny, great field position again. First down from the Vikings 38. Handoff. Bijan Robinson turns it up at the 35. Gain of 3 yards, and that gets us to the 2-minute warning. Atlanta 6, Minnesota 3 on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network provided by Polaris.
Every team needs a top pick, and every home does too. That's why pros and homeowners choose Anderson, the #1 trusted window and door brand. Built to last through every season, Anderson makes it easy with windows and doors that perform as great as they look. So whether it's scoring style points or tackling tough weather, you can trust your home to Anderson, the official window and door partner of the Minnesota Vikings. 2024 Anderson brand surveys of U.S. contractors, builders, architects, and homeowners. For warranty info, visit AndersonWindows.com.
Hi, I'm Amy Hockert with Fox 9. Have you downloaded Fox Local yet? Fox Local is how you stream Fox 9 on your TV or your phone for free. You can watch all of our newscasts, original programming, and all your Gopher and Viking shows.
And welcome back to Vikings Game Day Live. Take a look at JJ.
So download Fox Local on your TV or your phone and stay connected to Fox 9 with Fox Local for free.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce here. Tomorrow on the Power Trip after the Vikings game, we get Ben Lever's take. He played football. Well, I kind of did, except I got benched after. Anyway, Power Trip Morning Show returns tomorrow.
Scoreboard Central.
It's brought to you by the Minnesota Lottery. You can play the new Viking scratch game from the Minnesota Lottery for a chance to win up to $100,000 instantly. Eagles take care of the Chiefs 2017 as Barkley has 22 carries, 88 yards on the ground, and a touchdown. The Lions put up 52 on the Bears, 52-21. Goff, 334 yards. He had 5 touchdowns on the day. And the Bengals beat the Jags 31-27. Of course, we have the Bengals coming up next week here at U.S. Bank Stadium. Now back to Paul Allen.
Peter, you think Dan Campbell enjoyed putting up 52 on his former offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson?
Absolutely. They actually asked Johnson about that after the game when he was going for it. Campbell was going for it on 4th down with a sizable lead. And Ben's like, hey, man, that's how he is. That's how it goes. But it had to have felt good for Campbell. And for Ben Johnson, man, he's got a lot of work to do to get that Bears team going.
2nd and 7 for Atlanta out of the 2-minute warning. Michael Penix out of the shotgun. Big rush by Jonathan Grenard, maybe too big. Penix hit as he throws. And the play stop and flags all over the place. Penix slow to get up. Jonathan Grenard coming from the front side of the southpaw. He jumped it a little too quickly.
Yeah, Grenard's slow to get up. That's not good.
Oh, geez. He fell.
Yeah,
he was walking over,
He took a knee coming back out.
Oh, come on, really?
Yeah, that's not a good sign. We are deep at the position.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offside defense, number 58.
What about them?
Holding offense, number 71.
Sweet.
Those penalties offset.
Wow.
Replay, 2nd down.
No, wait a second. That's beautiful because Grenard jumped it to get to Penix, and for Wilkinson to stop him, he had to hold him.
Yeah, I mean, there's continuation on the play when it's defensive encroachment, and I'm not sure what happened to Grenard there, but this isn't good.
Yeah, Grenard's down, being tended to by Tyler Williams and his staff, so we pause. 6-3 Atlanta, 1:56 to go in the first half. For Minneapolis on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
Ready, set! TCO, for when the Minnesota Vikings need the best sports medicine available. Ready, set! TCO, for partnering with more schools and communities. Ready, set! TCO, for more urgent care locations ready to go. Twin Cities Orthopedics. Ready, set, TCO. Learn more at TCOMN.com.
When football
football season kicks off, everything else takes a back seat to sports convenience. That's sports convenience. Running errands? Not sports convenient. Cooking dinner? Not sports convenient. Shopping online is now extra sports convenient thanks to Pays, a fast online checkout offered by banks and credit unions. With Pays, there's no typing in card numbers at checkout, and cards stay in one place, so you don't have to leave the couch. In the name of sports convenience, try Pays today. Learn more at PAZE.com.
It's okay, Daddy's here. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. Josh Allen beat Daddy's team and really went off. When the game ends, Daddy's ranking will fall. And jerk-face Bill will win fantasy league trophy and all.
Hon, have a Snickers.
Thanks.
And maybe take a break from the league chat.
You're distracted when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
The recruitment industry has changed, and it's time for you to take action and change with it. If you're looking to advance your career, or your company is looking to hire key individuals that can grow your business, GPAC is here for you. We are the eyes and ears of the industries we serve. Contact us today at gogpac.com. That's GOGPAC.com. It's grow time.
This is Vikings Falcons on the Fan. Now back to U.S. Bank Stadium. Here's Paul Allen.
Unreal is back with its limited edition Vikings drop. Head to UNRL.com for details. Vikings fans, McDonald's teams with the Minnesota Vikings bring you the tastiest season ever. Get a free Big Mac each time the Vikings score 2 touchdowns. $2 minimum purchase required. Taste the victory. Atlanta 6, Minnesota 3. Falcons ball following the J.J. McCarthy interception. And on second down, handoff Bijan Robinson, slow rolls it, then puts the pedal to the metal at the 33 outside the numbers, hit and stop shy of the first down. That's a gain of 6, and the clock continues to run, so it's 3rd and short. And there's a new way to stream your Vikings coverage, shows and insight right on your big screen TV. It's Fox Local, a free streaming app. Search Fox Local on your streaming device. Install, stay connected to your Minnesota Vikings and local news with Fox Local. Atlanta 2 of 5 on 3rd down. 6-3 Atlanta. Vikings get the ball to begin the second half. Penix under center, offset eye left, tailback Algier. Tight end in motion to the left. Handoff Algier, runs left side, first down. He blew by Ivan Pace Jr. like he was tied to a post. He stopped at the 19, gain of 9. That was effortless.
Now, Ivan Pace took a risk and tried to blitz inside the tackle, Jake Matthews, who was just really one-on-one with Jonathan Grenard, and he kind of picked the wrong side. So he pinned his ears back, tried to make a play in the backfield, and just missed it.
43 seconds and counting to go in the first half. Minnesota with 2 timeouts remaining. Penix throws far side of the field to Algier, covered kind of by Ivan Pace Jr. at the 15, gain of 4. 2nd and 6, and Algier got out of bounds. Falcons have 2 timeouts remaining. This has not been one of Ivan Pace Jr.'s better performances.
He's had a couple arm tackles that he's missed, and he could still turn it around. That was a nice job on that last play in Algier. This is the Atlanta offense, Paul. It's pistol, it's quick throws, it's 5 yards at a crack. And so they're settling back in to that style.
2nd and 6 from the Vikings 15. Atlanta 3. Snap to Penix out of the shotgun. He's going to throw left to the end zone. Incomplete. Isaiah Rodgers had Darnell Mooney, the former Bear, blanketed back left to the end zone. So now it's going to be 3rd and 6 from the 15. Dwight McLaughlin and Jay Ward check in, supplanting Ivan Pace Jr. and Jalen Redmond. Atlanta 3 of 6 on 3rd down. The Vikings really could use a sack here. And speaking of sacking, one of the greats in the history of the NFL, HOF Jared Allen, celebrated at halftime. We're going to carry some, if not all of that, during our halftime show. 33 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd down. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Penix scrimmages from the left hash. Minnesota rushes 4. Penix, straight drop, throws to the right side, incomplete. Ray McLeod III, covered by Dwight McLaughlin. Nice job, Dwight.
Parker Romo into kick.
That's a timing route down the field, and really Penix is just throwing this football to a spot, and he had to throw it before Ray McLeod could get into his break. Meanwhile, he's picking himself up off the ground. So the pass rush is starting to get there. It's starting to disrupt Penix, especially if he's got to throw it more than a few yards down the field. That quick throw, the quick passing game has worked, but they're just not moving the ball in big chunks.
Parker Romo, former Viking, 2 of 2 this game, 33-yard try, left hash, east side of U.S. Bank Stadium, snap spot. Romo's end-over-end kick is good. He's 3 for 3, and Atlanta leads 9-3. Younghoe Koo, long-time kicker for the Atlanta Falcons, missed a 44-yard field goal at home last game that would have tied the Buccaneers and sent it to overtime. Raheem Morris and the Falcons got a little bored with him and signed to Parker Romo to the practice squad. Now, Parker got beat out by a rookie in New England who we saw here in the preseason, and that rookie for New England's been a disaster early in the season. So the Falcons capitalized, put Romo on the practice squad. They left Younghoe Koo back in Atlanta. Didn't even bring him on the trip. Now, Parker Romo was a key cog to the Minnesota Vikings winning 14 games last year. He was 11 of 12 kicking field goals, 7 of 8 on extra points. The Vikings had one of their worst games of the year at Jacksonville. They won 12-7. Romo amassed all of the points.
Yep. So
he kicks Atlanta to a 9-3 lead. And, I mean, we've been pushed around a little bit in this game, bullied a little bit. It's a 9-3 score, and consider this. The Vikings went for it, 4th and short in their own territory, didn't get it, field goal. And McCarthy threw an interception, and the Falcons get a field goal.
I will say this about the field goal situation. Isaiah Rodgers is going to block a field goal before the season's over.
Miles Price near side, 5, 10, 15, 20, heads to the right, looks for a block. Now he circumnavigates to the other side of the field, stutter steps to the 20. And after all that, a 15-yard return by Miles Price. 18 seconds to go in the first half. 9-3 Atlanta. Kevin O'Connell, 2-0 against the Falcons, has 2 timeouts. Buffalo Wild Wings has you covered all football season. But did you know you could win 6 free wings when you watch the Vikings play? Score 6 free boneless or traditional wings when the Vikings get 2 sacks. Only at Buffalo Wild Wings, Minnesota locations. All right, JJ, what you going to do here? Second-year product from Michigan, 1-0 as a National Football League starter, 7 of 10, 68 yards and a pick, straight drop. He's flustered, and he's sacked from behind. That's the 3rd or 4th sack on J.J. McCarthy this game, and that one goes the way of Brandon Dorless, second year from Oregon.
Looks like A.J. Terrell is down. They're one of their cornerbacks, so that's not a good sign for Atlanta. Yeah, JJ's getting to the top of his drop ball, and he's trying to extend these plays by stepping up in the pocket and scrambling a little bit, but he's got to make more of a decision. If he's going to pull that thing down and run, then he has to pull it and go. He can't kind of drift his way forward trying to keep his eyes down the field. So that part of his game is going to have to change a little bit. Yeah, he's getting pressured right at the top of his drop, which we'd love to see a better job up front of slowing down that rush, but at the same time, he's got to be a little bit more cognizant of it.
Parker Romo is trying to do to the Vikings what he did to the Jags last year. Like kick 4 or 5 field goals. Hey, we didn't get a touchdown, but we got 15 points. Yeah. And but you know what? I mean, I don't know what they're doing to Justin Jefferson or like what the coverage is or anything. Justin has 1 reception. It was the 500th of his career.
Well, they're not really doing anything to him, Paul. It's just a matter of us not being able to drop back, get enough time, and then hit some of these deep out routes.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the one that Naylor, it was there. It was just thrown behind him a little bit. So, again, this is not the offense that we've seen over the last 3 seasons.
Right.
It's definitely tweaked because for J.J. McCarthy, he's young, he's learning. And, again, we got one-on-one coverages all over the place, and our receivers should be able to win these matchups.
We better be careful here. Vikings still have 2 timeouts. Atlanta 1. I say that because it's 2nd and 13 back on the 17. And as McCarthy matures as a professional, situations like this can be a little dicey with some of these throws.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. McCarthy out of the shotgun. Jordan Mason by his side. It's McCarthy facing a blitz. Steps up in the pocket. Throws middle of the field. Jefferson open at the 50. Heads to the right to the 40. Stumbles at the 35. Justin Jefferson. Just in the nick of time when you need a burst.
Timeout, Minnesota for a second. This will be a 30-second timeout.
A 49-yard connection, J.J. to Jefferson. 49, the longest of young J.J. McCarthy's career. And Jefferson gets down with 2 seconds to go in the first half. So Will Reichard will try a long field goal.
They were faking the 3-out strong. And J.J. faked like he was going to run the post on that route. And Xavier Watts, the rookie, went to jump it. And then he broke it toward the middle, getting himself wide open.
51-yard try right hash. Will Reichard, 3 of 3 this season. Kicking to the west side of U.S. Bank Stadium, right in front of halftime. Snap spot. Reichard's kick is big, and it splits the uprights. 9-6 Atlanta Vikings get the ball to begin the second half. You'll hear from HOF Jared Allen at halftime from U.S. Bank Stadium on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Paul Laris.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
For the Vikings, growth is a team effort. Coaches maximize performance. Teammates push your limits. But in business, who's there to help you grow? Lumen, that's who. Like saving live broadcasts from lag time, helping deliver the in-stadium experience for fans with millions more around the globe, and bringing all the benefits of the cloud to your network. So it's as secure as a defensive line and as legendary as the fans that cheer them on. Welcome to the on-demand network that meets your demands. Learn more at lumen.com. Services not available everywhere.
With its smart, sustainable water solutions, Pentair helps the world move, improve, and enjoy water, life's most essential resource. From great tasting water for homes and businesses, to energy-efficient pumping solutions and everywhere in between, Pentair is focused on driving innovation that helps people and the planet thrive. Visit Pentair.com to learn how. Pentair, the official sustainable water partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
A winning team needs great players. At Trade Home Shoes, we have legendary players like Birkenstock, Brooks, New Balance, UGG, Adidas, and Nike. We also have top performers like Hoka, On, Olakai, Ufos, Ultra, and a rising star, Rival. Whether you're gearing up for game day or the daily hustle, score a winning pair for the whole family at Trade Home Shoes. Proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
Viking speculation all week long on Minnesota's home for football. FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
The Minnesota Vikings halftime report is presented by U.S. Bank, Polaris, Happy Thursday Spiked Refreshers, and by Twin Cities Orthopedics. Now live from U.S. Bank Stadium, here's Mike Mussman.
9-6. Falcons have the lead after 5 field goals in the first half. JJ to Jets for a 49-yard, not touchdown, but actually a huge reception. Leads to that 51-yard field goal. Good for your Minnesota Vikings. That makes it 9-6. Presented by Lumen. Here are your halftime stats. Official technology partner of the Minnesota Vikings. And for your Vikings, JJ McCarthy, 8 of 11, 118 yards. He did have a pick and a rating of 69.5. Mason on the ground, 5 carries, 18 yards. Jefferson, 2 receptions, 59 yards. And in fact, that was a 50-yarder. That was his long. And those are your stats. You can make every moment count this fall with Polaris and a slingshot. Feel like the drive with style. This is amazing. The performance and the comfort. Polaris, think outside. We're jumping into this really quickly because Jared Allen is going to get his Hall of Fame ring here at center field at U.S. Bank Stadium. We're going to have that coming up here next. Tatum Everett's going to join me as well. 9-6. Vikings are trailing the Falcons. This is Vikings football.
Change is always happening. But no matter what changes in 5 years, there's one thing that will stay the same. The price of your internet. With the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
What's the difference between banks and a credit union like Wings? One word: ownership. Banks are owned by shareholders, so profits go to shareholders. At Wings, you own it, literally. So profits are reinvested in your financial experience in the form of member-exclusive rates, robust digital services, and locations throughout Minnesota. No one likes switching, but it's time to stop missing out on the benefits of financial ownership. Visit wingcu.com/own-it. Insured by NCUA. Membership required.
When the game is over, it's time to relax. No matter if it's a win or loss, you always win at Spalon Montage, the Twin Cities' premier salon and spa destination for over 25 years. With convenient locations in Edina, Woodbury, and Chanhassen, there's a Spalon close to you. Right now, football fans, you can get a bonus when you give the gift of Spalon. Purchase a $175 gift certificate and receive a $25 gift certificate for yourself. Visit Spalon.com now or call 952-915-2900.
She's Jan, the ultimate Vikings fan.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show Fan Show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So, that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
Scratch Game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
Your home for all things purple.
10-5, touchdown!
FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
9-6 at the half. Welcome back. U.S. Bank Stadium, located at Eden Prairie Center. Wildfire offers a selection of steaks, chops, and seafood in a modern-day 1940s supper club. You can visit wildfirerestaurant.com and do it today. I must. Tatum Everett is joining me here. Tatum, before we go and we hear Jared Allen receive his Hall of Fame ring here at the center of the field at U.S. Bank Stadium. Big thing that happened in that first half. Obviously, you just got the 5 field goals, but the offensive line and the defensive line of our Minnesota Vikings really got pushed around.
You know, it's interesting you say that because the offensive line's seeing a lot of new faces right now. Ryan Kelly is being, observed for a head injury, so that's sending in Michael Juergens and a backup center. Then you have Justin School in for Christian Darrisaw. I think you'll see a better thing here in the second half. You've got to step up. You've got to protect your quarterback. 5 sacks is too much in the first half.
We talk about defensive line. Let's go down now.
Keep this short,
Jared Allen,
so we can get back to the real stars of the game today. I just want to say thank you to all the fans, to this great organization, to my teammates, because like I've said before, nobody gets up on this stage by ourselves. It is the dedication of our fans, our teammates, and this great organization that I'm up here today. So God bless you all. God bless America. And Skol Vikes!
Well, Jared Allen, short and sweet. He has his ring now, officially for the Hall of Fame. He's got the gold jacket on there. He's got the cowboy hat on. Last time he was here for the Ring of Honor, he rode in on a horse. Right now, he's got one of those huge choppers that he's going to be riding out here at U.S. Bank Stadium. 9-6 is the lead that the Falcons have here against your Minnesota Vikings, and showcase your football fandom by submitting your photo as the Jameson Football Fanatic of the Week. Enter the Vikings.com for your chance, or Vikings.com for your chance to win weekly prize packs and also be a part of that fandom. Tatum, we just saw maybe one of the shortest.
I know, I'm running down the hall to make it back here for this.
Jared Allen, you know what? Normally he loves to sit and talk. We had a great time time. In the pregame, I had a conversation with him in the bathroom. It was weird. No, I mean, literally, we did an interview in the bathroom. Yeah.
Okay. Now
he was
that
in
makes
one
more
stall.
sense.
I was in the other stall. We didn't have a square to spare. Yeah, it was awesome. It really went well. So, as we're talking about this in the first half, 5 field goals in the first half.
Yeah.
That gets us to this 9-6. J.J. McCarthy hits Jets for 50 yards and puts them in position, but ultimately, they've had a tough time moving the ball.
Maybe that play, let's hope that play is similar to the Naylor one before the Bears halftime. Because that's when McCarthy said, this is where I knew I can do this. I got into my groove then. So maybe that connection's the spark they need in this second half. I will say hats off. I know we talked a little bit about before Jared Allen came on.
Yeah.
The defensive line, they're without Van Ginkel. Dallas Turner getting his first sack of the season. Great to see. On that first drive that they held to a field goal, which was wonderful, Bijan Robinson had 47 yards. He's only had 25 cents that first drive. So if they can continue to contain him, watch the screen game, and just keep them out of the end zone, our team's got to capitalize in the end zone. They've got to make those red zone chances happen.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson got that big 50-yard reception there just at the very end of the first half. But also he got his 500th reception, and he is tied now for the youngest in NFL history with Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Minnesota's own Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah, so he's 26 years old and 26 years, 90 days old.
Yeah.
To make him hit that 500 mark to tie Larry Fitzgerald. It was a pretty it wasn't it wasn't like a big touchdown catch or anything. It was just a short grab. But no, I mean, he continues to be the best out there. And if you need to help along your second-year quarterback, first year in the league, you need a Justin Jefferson. And so I imagine more connections like what they had at the end of the first half happening.
Going into this game, Tatum, there were so many injuries for your Minnesota Vikings. The injury report was very lengthy, and now Ryan Kelly had to go into the blue tent. Don't know if he's going to be able to return. That's another big loss for our Minnesota Vikings.
It is. It really is. And, but you got to see guys step up. I mean, look at Eric Wilson forcing that fumble to stop that drive. He's a guy that, and on that play, was Levi Drake Rodriguez, Elijah Williams, and I wrote the other. I don't even have my notes in front of me. And here I am.
Yeah.
But there's another guy, and it's all just like young faces. So they just all need to step up. That's all.
All right, Tatum Everett, thank you so much for joining us.
I can remember that third name. That would be helpful.
Well, you took way longer than Jared did, I got to be honest with you there. 9-6, the Falcons have the lead. Second half is going to be coming up next. You're going to catch it on the Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
Bring on Vikings football with new gear from Shields. From jerseys, accessories, and signed collectibles, represent your team's iconic colors at the big game. Shields is your ultimate shopping destination with knowledgeable experts and great customer service to get you fitted for your passion. Whether you love style, sports, or the great outdoors, find it at your local Shields or Shields.com. Our experts are here to make every day a win. Shields, proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings and football fans everywhere.
Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings are teaming up to put you in the ride of your dreams. Picture this. You behind the wheel of a brand new 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend. Nice picture. Make it happen. Stop by your local Quick Trip, and for every dollar you spend using Quick Rewards, you'll earn a point to spend in the Vikings Fan Zone. Buy special qualifying products and earn bonus Fan Zone points. Kick off your winning season the right way with Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings. Details at quicktrip.com/fanzone.
Vikings fans, looking to upgrade your wardrobe? This local brand based in St. Paul will become your new go-to. Unreal is the premium athleisure brand that combines comfort, versatility, and style. Crafting elevated apparel that will take you from the office to the gym or the airport to the golf course. Wherever you go, they've got you covered. Shop now at Unreal.com and experience the difference yourself. That's UNRL.com, the best athleisure wear in the game.
When it comes to managing your blood pressure, you play to win. You've made changes to your diet. You stay active. You followed your doctor's game plan to the letter. But when it comes to your health, you can't always tackle it alone. Go beyond typical treatments with a Simplicity blood pressure procedure. Brought to you by Medtronic, official sponsor of the Vikings. Talk to your doctor. Results may vary. Adverse events include but are not limited to temporary pain and bruising. Read important risk factor information at beyondhbp.com.
The radio home of the Vikings, Gophers, and Wild. Minnesota sports station is FM 100.3 KFAN. Now back to the stadium and the fans, Paul Allen.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Vikings football.
This is Vikings Falcons on the audio home for Vikings football. FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul. And on the free iHeartRadio app.
The Vikings are trailing the Atlanta Falcons 9-6. Ben Lieber, tough news on the center, Ryan Kelly.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, we go into this game, second straight game without Christian Darrisaw, just some schools in there, and now we're down yet another lineman. Talked about it at the end of the first half that Ryan Kelly was getting looked at for a possible head injury, a possible concussion, and it looks like he's going to be out for this game. So it's going to be Michael Juergens that's taking over that center spot. And listen, it's been tough sledding in the run game. Hopefully we find a spark with these two guys as backups in there.
All righty, boys. The Falcons will kick it to the east side of U.S. Bank Stadium. Quick trip trivia. How many safeties did Jared Allen record during his career? 3, 4, 5, or 2? The answer is 4. That's trivia provided by Quick Trip. Boom! Pinions kick short. Here comes Miles Price looking to provide a spark. Gets to the right side, and he's upended at the 22-yard line by a bunch of fired-up Atlanta Falcons. That is a 20-yard return by Miles Price. And the Minnesota Vikings offense starts festivities in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from its own 22-yard line. J.J. McCarthy, 8 of 11, 118 yards, and an interception to rookie Billy Bowman Jr. Jordan Mason, 5 runs, 18 yards. Aaron Jones, 4 runs, 15 yards. Justin Jefferson, 2 catches and 59 yards. And here we go. Michael Juergens at center. He's the battery mate with J.J. McCarthy, who's under center, nailer in motion to the right. It's a toss, make it a flip left. Aaron Jones with a head of steam in front of his bench to the 25, and he'll surge to the 29 for a gain of 8 yards, 2nd and 2.
Now the Vikings are staying in 3 wide, and again, that gets Atlanta out of that 5-man front. And what a great job by Justin School, who was able to get himself and redirect back outside when I think it was Bowman that shot the gap, and he was able to just get enough of them to free up Aaron Jones.
McCarthy back under center. 2nd and 2 from his own 30, trailing by 3 points. Into the third quarter, play action, straight drop, McCarthy, fade, left for Thielen, incomplete. Near side at the 40-yard line. D. Alford, a backup corner, covering fellow veteran Adam Thielen, so it's 3rd down, Ben Lieber.
Well, yeah, you just brought up the backup corner, D. Alford, on that coverage. He's in the game, and he'll be in the game for the rest of the game because starting corner A.J. Terrell Jr. is going to be out with a hamstring injury. So banged up injuries on both sides of the ball today.
Thank you, Ben. Minnesota 4 of 7 on 3rd down. 3rd and 2 from its own 30. McCarthy, shotgun. Aaron Jones, offset to his left. 3 receivers right. Justin Jefferson to the left. Falcons blitz. JJ straight drop. Passes right, and it's intercepted by Atlanta. That was an intended pass for T.J. Hawkinson, and it was picked off by Billy Bowman Jr. Heads up the middle of the field, 20-15, and is upended by Justin School at the 10-yard line. Billy Bowman Jr. with 2 interceptions, first 2 of his career, both from the arm of J.J. McCarthy, and leading 9.
No, that's incomplete. The ball hit the ground.
Really?
We're getting a chance to see it on. It's incomplete.
Look at that.
Wow.
That's crazy. Now, Billy Bowman Jr.
Well, all turnovers are replayed, so we're going to at least get a chance to punt this football.
Yep. Was it, nevertheless, what kind of a pass was it by McCarthy?
He tried to put it just right where Hawkinson can get it. The problem is that they're jumping all the short routes and everything underneath. That's why I've been kind of imploring him to take a couple shots deep and try to open things up a little bit. But not just a great play. I mean, he threw the ball right where only Hawkinson could catch it.
All right, so it's 4th and 2. Vikings offense. I'll make that the special teams group. Back on the field, Ryan Wright punting. His last punt went 59 yards. Natrone Brooks deep for Atlanta. Second year from Southern Miss. Good snap. Ryan Wright. High, booming spiral. Brooks. Fair catch at the 20-yard line. 50-yard effective punt by Ryan Wright, having a big night. All right, so the Falcons have the ball and a 9-6 lead. Michael Penix, 7 of 13, 76 yards, passer rating of 71.5. Bijan Robinson, 9 runs, 72 yards. I mean, that ain't great if you're a defensive player, but his first 4 went for 42 yards. So that per carry average, Pete, down from 10.5 to 8.
And then for Atlanta, they've kind of, again, gotten away from what they did early. They took the football they won the toss, took the football, and just ran it. And they're starting to get into the short passing game again, which they normally do.
First down, out of the pistol formation, handoff, Bijan Robinson. And he was wrapped up kind of at the 23. Then he spun away from a Viking at the 25. So what should have been a run of 3 yards ended up being a run of 9 at 2nd and 1.
That was Ivan Pace chasing him down from behind.
Yeah, he's having an awful game.
He's just breaking through these arm tackles. But you gotta give credit where credit's due for Bijan. He just keeps on his feet. What great balance. We knew he was a great runner. It's just fitting into this offense with their revamped offensive line has been tough, and he's just reeling off efficient plays all night.
Penix, short shot, pistol, handoff Robinson, 2nd and 1. Runs away from Jalen Redmond, but not too far away because Redmond wraps him up shortly after he got 2 yards. So that's a first down for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, that's the only thing, Paul, that concerns me, at least on this game, when you start looking at time of possession. And it's Minnesota's leading right now. Atlanta's about ready to even it out. But if they can stay efficient with the run, they can eat up a lot of clock and cut down the number of possessions in this game.
And big key in this game, the Falcons have 5 sacks. The Vikings only have 1. It was Dallas Turner. Flags. Penix tried to go play action. False start. Birds.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
And Pete, I bring up that sack stat, even though the Falcons are on offense, because they had 1 sack last week against Tampa Bay. They had 31 last year, 2nd worst in the league. They have 5 tonight.
Right, and some of it, again, is with just the matchup with Justin School. I think some of it is just McCarthy getting a better feel for play actions and stepping up in the pocket. So a lot of it's on the offensive line. I know they got one on a blitz and a stunt, but hopefully with McCarthy getting into more of a rhythm, that'll help.
1st and 15. Penix shotgun throws to the right side, incomplete. He led Drake London a little too far, so it's 2nd and 15. Drake London, their best overall receiver. 1 catch, 19 yards. Robinson, 2 receptions, 20 yards. And that's a week after he had 6 catches for 100 yards and a 50-yard touchdown receiving against Tampa Bay. Darnell Mooney with 0 receptions. Kyle Pitts, their best tight end, 3 for 34. 2nd and 15 from the 27, 9-6 Atlanta early in the 3rd quarter. And it's a sneaky handoff to Robinson up the middle, bumps it out to the left, makes a Viking miss. It's Byron Murphy Jr. at the 35, and Bijan Robinson gets to the 37. That's a run of 10, and now it's 3rd and 5.
Well, we had the right defense for it. You had both linebackers walked up to the line of scrimmage, but they were expecting pass. They didn't even see the handoff because Eric Wilson just ran right by it. He was unblocked. So nice sneaky play call to get them into 3rd and manageable, about 3rd and 5.
Here they come. 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Falcons 3 of 7 on 3rd down. Penix out of the shotgun. Back to pass. Fires one to the left side. Caught. 1st down, 49-yard line. Basically an uncovered Darnell Mooney for a hit of 11 yards.
Well, they were playing him deep. They had him kind of bracketed and especially over the top. And Mooney did a nice job of just stopping and was wide open. So great communication between Darnell Mooney and Michael Penix Jr.
Penix, 8 of 15, 88 yards. He's yet to run the ball. And Penix had a rushing touchdown last week. 1st down, 1st and 10 from the Atlanta 49. Handoff. Tyler Algier, left side, stood up nicely Stood up nicely by Jalen Redmond, then finished off by Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins. No gain, 2nd and 10.
For Jalen Redmond, Paul, he obviously was able to win himself a starting position, but as young D linemen go, he is as good at slanting and getting across the face. He gets across the face of Chris Lindstrom on that last play, who's a veteran and a good right guard.
Right.
See, he is just very quick and very good when you want to stunt those guys up front.
2nd and 10 from the Falcons 49. 10-20 and counting to go third quarter. Falcons lead 9-6. Penix back to pass, throws to the right side, caught Darnell Mooney, weaves right, then back to the left. Then he's taken down by Byron Murphy Jr. after a gain of 8. So 3rd and 2 from the Vikings 43.
And this is the game that they're playing, Atlanta, is if the Vikings blitz linebackers, they're just going to whatever zone they vacate and getting the ball out faster than the linebacker can get to the quarterback. Yeah. So they're willing to play that game and take those short passes that are available.
Falcons 4 of 8 on 3rd down. Kadero Hodge checks into the game with Ray McLeod. Offset eye left behind Penix, who's under center. Handoff, Algier up the middle, surges to the 39 for a Falcons first down. It was a plunge of 3, and they only needed 2.
Nice cutback, and they're getting a little bit of push on the backside of that play. They had Chris Lindstrom just taking Jalen Redmond and cutting him, and Redmond's going to have to learn how to defend himself against that and keep his feet, because that's the cutback lane that Algiers used.
The Morgan State undrafted rookie Elijah Mitchell's in the game. This is his first National Football League game. Likewise for Chaz Chambliss, undrafted from Georgia, first down. And the handoff goes to Bijan Robinson up the middle, shook a tackle, bumps out to the right 30, 25, and he's taken down at the 22-yard line. 18-yard run by Bijan Robinson, first down Atlanta.
Well, and they decide to it's a quick handoff. Chase Chambliss out there too, I believe, on the outside. You got to be able to see the football. You're getting Elijah Williams in there. He can't bury himself in the defensive lineman. He's got to keep his head up.
Bijan, 13 runs, 112 yards. First down, 1st and 10 from the Vikings 22. Penix, short shot. Robinson behind him. Bijan gets the carry. Smacked by Ivan Pace Jr., who couldn't get him down. Yeah. So he'll fall ahead for 2, and it's 2nd and 8.
Oh, I hear it in your voice, and I'm saying the same thing. What's going on with Ivan Pace?
I don't know, man. But when you're down Van Ginkel and Cashman, you need him badly.
Well, the only thing I could think of too, I know he's covering punts, and he's on punt return, or he's on a number of special teams. But that's just life in the league, man. You got to be able to play and stay out there, but you got to be able to tackle.
2nd and 8 from the 20. Penix back to pass, rolls out to the left, throws to the left, caught. Bijan Robinson at the 14, so that'll be a gain of 6. Now it's 3rd and 2. Falcons are in the red area inside the 20. They are 0 for 3 in the red zone this game, scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, the Vikings defense has been able to stiffen up for the most part tonight, but right now you can feel Atlanta kind of getting into that groove. Hopefully the crowd noise will kick back up, interrupt the process a little bit, but we've got to get Atlanta on some lost yardage plays here.
3rd and 2. 7-10 and counting to go in the third quarter. Atlanta 5 of 9 on 3rd down. Offset eye right behind Penix under center. Gives it to Algier. Jump cut right. Stood up nicely at the line of scrimmage and thrust backwards. Hey, lost a yard. I think Eric Wilson, maybe Jonathan Allen, several Vikings in the mix. And the Falcons are now 0 of 4 inside the red zone. Former Viking Parker Romo, 3 of 3 on field goals. He's trying to go 4 of 4, just like he did last year at Jacksonville when he wore purple.
And that's one thing about this, I think, that's carried over from last year with this Viking defense, is their ability to just tighten things up in the red zone, Paul. And they've done a great job today defending this Atlanta offense in the red zone.
33-yard try, right hash to the east side of U.S. Bank Stadium. McCullough snaps to Pinion. Right-footed Parker Romo kick is good. And he goes from the practice squad to the winner's circle. 4 of 4 on field goals for Parker Romo. On the Sleep Number scoreboard, 6:17 to go in quarter number 3. Parker Romo 12, Will Reichard 6 on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Players. Our friends at TimberTech have a checklist at the website for those of you desiring a deck. Go to timbertech.com, get started there. And after you go through the checklist of what to do with the decking and to find a contractor and everything, get yourself some samples. You'll love them. They'll send them to you for free, timbertech.com. And finally, when you work with those contractors, you will recognize TimberTech works with only the best. So if you need a deck with deck durability, start at timbertech.com.
You're listening to Vikings football.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today. Based on calendar year total sales.
Vikings faithful, listen up. Your game day checklist is more than wearing purple and gold. It's about victory from the first play to the final whistle. During tense, close calls, Dove shampoo, body wash, and deodorant keep you fresh and dry from head to toe. And what's a true Vikings tailgate without the secret weapon to sliders and sides, Hellman's Real Mayo. Then when post-game dishes pile up like a defensive line, 7th generation detergent is the powerhouse that blitzes through the grease and grime. Stock up on Dove, Hellman's, and 7th generation. And Skol Vikings.
This Minnesota Vikings season, touchdowns are great, but sacks are better. That's because Buffalo Wild Wings is giving away 6 free wings with a $10 minimum purchase anytime the Vikings get 2 or more sacks in a game. This Sacks for Wings promotion is valid 3 days after each qualifying game at participating Buffalo Wild Wings throughout Minnesota and surrounding areas. Get your 6 free wings on top of great drink specials, including new happy hour and late night offers throughout football season at your local B-Dubs, a preferred sports bar of the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, you know what happens to birds at U.S. Bank Stadium. Too far? Hey, it's Chris Hockey, the Power Trip. Tune in tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 9. We break down this game with Ben Lieber. More right here on The Fan.
12-6 Atlanta. Vikings fans, right now you can pick up a commemorative Pepsi Vikings Cup at U.S. Bank Stadium or participating Hy-Vee and Buffalo Wild Wings locations. Boom. Here's the kick to Miles Price, 2 yards deep in the end zone, 10, 15, 20. He gets to the center of the field, 25 and 30, and lunges ahead for a 31-yard return as Price and Jalen Walker, a couple of rookies, are fixing to mix it up, but some officials got in the middle of them. By the way, gives you an opportunity to win Victor's Ride or other great prizes. Fill your cup with an ice cold Pepsi and get ready for game day. Minnesota Vikings football is better with Pepsi, so Skol. Ben Lieber, Pete Bursich, Paul Allen, on-site producer, Chad Abbott, technical guidance, Jared Wells, Mike Mussman is Scoreboard Central, Zacco and Nick Madden handling the social media. Brandon Molesky, Master Control Supervisor at the flagship KFAN. First down. Handoff Jordan Mason to the right side. Gets past the line of scrimmage. Bounces off a bird at the 33. But he's taken down after a gain of 3. So it's 2nd and 7. Atlanta leads 12-6 with 5:55 and counting to go in quarter 3.
And, Paul, with the number of starters that the Vikings are down, and now you're down 2 offensive linemen. You've come in without Christian Darrisaw. Now Ryan Kelly's out. Michael Juergens is in there.
Right.
And the numerous defensive players that are out. For us to still be in this game is a great thing. And, for McCarthy, time to get to work.
3 receivers left. McCarthy shakes the shoulders, looks left. Now he swings right. Nice play. Caught Jordan Mason to the 35. Lowers the shoulder at the 37 on D. Alford, and he'll fall ahead to the 40. That's a gain of 6, making it 3rd and 1.
A little more time in the pocket that time for J.J., Paul. So, again, the Vikings have gone to this 3-wide look to keep the extra outside linebacker, D lineman off the field for Atlanta. And it's starting to buy us a little bit more time. It's helped us in the running game, and it's buying a little more time for JJ.
3rd down, 3rd and 1 from the Vikings 40, trailing by 6 in the 3rd quarter. McCarthy shotgun, Hawkinson in motion, handoff, Jordan Mason grinding up the middle, tough love yardage. No. Caden Ellis, Luther's son. And when I say Luther's son, Pete Bursich is really going to appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Because he played for the Vikings when Luther Ellis was an unbelievably solid 3 technique for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, we had this whole league this division was full of them between John Randall and Luther Ellis. I mean, there were some good ones. And what a great guy, too. I mean, he and Robert Porcher,
yeah,
they were a formidable front.
All right, 4th down. The Vikings 0 of 1 on 4th down. McCarthy under center. The center is Michael Juergens. He sneaks ahead, plunges ahead. Onyemata grabs him, but he can't stop him from getting a first down. He's J.J. McCarthy. So the Vikings are 1 of 2 on 4th down. 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, and the first time the Vikings went for it, it was a bobbled snap that kept us from getting it. But this time, even with Juergens in there, nice job by Will Fries and just kind of pushing that pile over. Extra offensive lineman. No, actually, Justin School is coming out.
Oh.
So
Walter Rouse at left tackle.
Yeah, Walter Rouse in there left tackle. So I don't know what's going on with Justin.
All right, Michael Juergens, the center. Walter Rouse, the left tackle. And it's 1st and 10 for the Vikings from their own 41. Handoff Jordan Mason. Falcons snipped it out, but nice cut by Mason to the left.
Oh, that's a terrible
to the 50,
call.
45, and he's taken down at about the 43-yard line. But, like the analyst said, 18-yard run, dead.
But this is on Rouse.
Offense, number 73.
No.
Oh, come on.
Remains 1st down.
One play, one penalty.
That's for Walter, too. It's a I got to take another look at it to see what exactly. I mean,
that's holding. Yeah. He grabbed his jersey.
But they grab their jerseys all the time.
That's fair
face
point.
to face. Might have held him a little bit too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're cheering for Walter. You're trying to. You just don't want to go backwards, man. Now we're looking at 1st and 20.
The Christian Darrisaw thing, man. I mean, he's practicing in full sometimes. It's whatever, man.
Well,
he needs to play next game.
Yeah, we need him, but we got to make sure he's healthy because you don't want him in and then out and then.
You're right. 1st and 20, play action from under center, screen right, and it's bobbled and dropped by Aaron Jones. He had Juergens and Donovan Jackson in front of him, right side. And if the blockers did what they were supposed to do, Showtime would have probably gotten 15-ish of it back.
Yeah, it was there, Paul.
It was there.
The pass was a little bit low, but now we're hurrying up to get back to the line of scrimmage.
2:52 to go in the 3rd quarter. 12-6 Atlanta. 2nd and 20 for Minnesota from its own 31. Falcons blitz. Pierce nearly got McCarthy, who runs left side. Weaves to the 35. Bumps it out left. 45. J.J. McCarthy runs to the 48-yard line. It's a 17-yard run by McCarthy. That's the current longest of his career. 14 long from Soldier Field previously. Now it's 3rd and 4.
And what a block by Aaron Jones. And Paul, when Aaron Jones was with the Green Bay Packers, he was not much of a blocker, but he just comes in and just absolutely blows up a defender. It was D. Alford that he just lit up like a Christmas tree.
McCarthy, 5 runs, 25 yards. Walter Rouse playing left tackle. Michael Juergens playing center. Kelly's out for the game. Not sure about School. 3rd and 4 for Minnesota from its own 47. McCarthy shotgun. Brian O'Neill jumped.
Everybody jumped, so it's probably on the center.
Oh, they didn't even snap it. Jeez.
False start. Offense, number 75.
No!
5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
It's his birthday tomorrow. Come on, Adrian Hill.
They should just take that one back. Everybody was moving. They just.
Well, everybody went. Juergens
They're picking on him.
Yeah, but Juergens didn't snap it.
I know. That's on Juergens. That's what I'm saying. It's on Juergens.
Yeah, I got you.
And then the nearest number to the ref was 75. So.
Yep. 6 penalties, 40 yards against the Minnesota Vikings.
Too many.
3rd and 9 from the Vikings 42, trailing 12-6. Deep in the 3rd quarter, McCarthy shotgun. Thielen left, 3 receivers right. McCarthy straight drop. Fastball to the right side is incomplete to Justin Jefferson, who was there. McCarthy short-hopped it.
That should have been a 1st down, Paul. It just threw it too low, and there was no one around JJ. He would have easily caught that football and then rolled forward for 4 or 5 more yards. So, yeah, I don't know what it is with J.J. McCarthy's mechanics or whatever, but when he's throwing to his right side, it seems as if the ball is either low or behind the receiver.
Yeah.
And, the penalties don't help and everything, but we've got to find some kind of rhythm here pretty quickly.
Ryan Wright, 2 punts, 54.5 per. High punt to the left of the returner, who brings it in at the 16-yard line. So that's one inside the 20 for Ryan Wright, and a punt of 41 yards. 1:28 to go in the third quarter. 12-6 Atlanta. Atlanta ball when we return to U.S. Bank Stadium, and this is Minnesota Vikings football.
Hey, friends with food allergies. Life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free, too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
Vikings fans, FanDuel Sports Network is your home for exclusive coverage of your favorite local teams. And there are more ways to watch this season. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream your hometown teams. Or watch through a TV provider. Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com for details.
For Minnesotans, the outdoors is home. Nobody gives you more ways to get there than Polaris. From Indian motorcycles and Ranger side-by-sides to Indy snowmobiles and Bennington pontoons, we bring Minnesota's best to every season. Our wooded trails, twisted highways, and the rugged shores of all 10,000 lakes are an invitation. A chance to let what's outside challenge what's inside you. Polaris. Think outside. A proud partner of your Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings fans, meet the MVP of flavor, the Humble Goat. Our cranberry cinnamon goat cheese earned second place in the World Champion Cheese Contest, and our plain goat cheese just scored second at the American Cheese Society Awards. Smooth, creamy, healthy, and perfect for game day and every day. Find the Humble Goat cheese at your local store, and don't forget, Humble Goat protein powder is fueling fans everywhere. Available now on Amazon. World class and Minnesota proud.
Simple mathematics question for you. What's 18 plus 9? It's 6. Get it? JJ to Jets. We'll talk about it tomorrow on The Fan.
Vikings regular season home opener is a 1-0 operation after that spine-tingling Monday night victory at Soldier Field. The Atlanta Falcons 0-1. They went down to the wire with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and lost. And now they lead the Vikings 12-6. Minnesota 19-5 all-time at home against Atlanta. Michael Penix. First down, 1st and 10 from his own 18. He's going to go back to Bijan Robinson, who's been gouging the Vikings tonight. He heads to the left side, and he will fall ahead for a gain of 3 yards. Javon Hargrave on the tackle, 2nd and 7.
That's a fantastic job by Jonathan Bernard setting the edge on the run game. And as good as Bernard is rushing the passer, he is every bit as valuable defending the run.
Boy, Zacco and Nick Madden picked a really good game to put the KFA and camera in here. Penix back to pass. Oh, he's smacked! Jonathan Bernard with his first sack of the season. Drives the second-year Penix all the way back to the 12-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 16 for the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, what a great job on the bottom by Isaiah Rodgers to give a look like they're playing some type of 3 deep, and Penix expected the flat to be open, but it was really like a cover 2. He had nowhere to go with the football because by the time he could read that, he was already on his back.
Isaiah Rodgers does not have an interception since the end of the 2021 season when he played with Indy. Let's get one right here. Penix on 3rd and 16, back to pass. He's flustered. He throws to the right side. Incomplete. Joshua Metellus covering up that tight end. Kyle Pitts nicely. And now the Falcons will be punting from around their end zone. And the field position situation may be swaying the way of the home team.
Yeah, this is an opportunity here for Miles Price to just get this football. If you get it around midfield, it'll be some of the best field position that we've had. But what a job by the defense. You brought it up, Paul. Only one sack tonight. Boom, they come back, get a sack. The Atlanta Falcons go backwards. They're losing momentum offensively right now.
Bradley Pinion, a Super Bowl champion with Tom Brady's Buccaneers during the pandemic. Terrible punt. Awful punt. Let it bounce. Miles Price picks it up at the 41. Stutter step 45. Heads to the right side. Sees nothing. Jukes to the left. Back to the right. Stopped at the 47-yard line. And that's the end of the third quarter. The Minnesota Vikings have it 1st and 10 near midfield, and they're down 12-6 into the final quarter on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
You track the scoreboard, you study the stats of every game, so why not do the same with your stocks? At MarketBeat, we give you the tools and alerts to stay ahead of the market, just like you do with your fantasy league. Join the millions of investors who rely on MarketBeat for breaking stock news, top analyst upgrades, and smarter investing tips delivered daily. Visit MarketBeat.com or check out our YouTube channel where investors go to win.
Every team needs a top pick, and every home does too. That's why pros and homeowners choose Anderson, the #1 trusted window and door brand. Built to last through every season, Anderson makes it easy with windows and doors that perform as great as they look. So whether it's scoring style points or tackling tough weather, you can trust your home to Anderson, the official window and door partner of the Minnesota Vikings. 2024 Anderson brand surveys of U.S. contractors, builders, architects, and homeowners. For warranty info, visit AndersonWindows.com.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce here. Tomorrow on the Power Trip after the Vikings game, we get Ben Lieber's take. He played football. Well, I kind of did, except I got benched after. Anyway, Power Trip Morning Show returns tomorrow.
Oh, we still have fireworks. I forgot. And just like that.
Scoreboard Central brought to you by the Minnesota Lottery. Play the new Viking scratch game from the Minnesota Lottery for a chance to win up to $100,000 instantly. You're playing fantasy? I bet you started. Russell Wilson, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, but it was a loss for the Giants, 40-37. We got an injury report right now with Ben Lieber on the sideline.
Thanks, Moss. Yeah, so we got Justin Skule is questionable with a head injury. So right now it's going to be Walter Rouse, who we heard about as he came in the last series. Unfortunately, great run nullified by a holding call by Walter Rouse, but we got to give him the benefit of the doubt. His very first snap in there, he gets thrown into the Wolves and a little bit into the fire. So hopefully he's had a chance to settle down, but it's going to be Walter Rouse as the left tackle as this game goes on.
Thank you, Muss. Thank you, Ben. And now's the perfect time to score the Hyundai car or SUV you've always wanted. See your Twin Cities Hyundai dealer today. First down for the Minnesota Vikings from their own 48, trailing 12-6 into the final stanza. It's Sunday Night Football. McCarthy smacked! He dropped it, and it's picked up by the Falcons. And Divine Diablo, Zach Harrison, the one who got through unscathed on the Brian O'Neill side. And the Vikings have been turned over by the Atlanta Falcons.
That's absolutely a protection error. They slid the line to the left, and they brought the linebacker from the outside, or the defensive end, and no one blocked them. So an absolute protection bust by the offensive line, and leaves a free runner to McCarthy. He gets hit, tries to duck underneath it.
Jeez.
And the ball comes loose. I mean, again, another learning point for McCarthy. When the play is when it's that blown up, when it's that bad, just take the football. Don't try to duck it. Don't try to do too much. Just live to play another down.
All righty. 6 sacks for the Atlanta Falcons. They had 1 last week and 31 last year. Okay. First down, 1st and 10 in Vikings territory. Handoff Bijan Robinson up the middle. He scoots past the 35. Jump cut at the 32. And he's ahead to the 29 for a run of 8 or 9 for Bijan Robinson. 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and for the Vikings, even if the Falcons, who are pretty much in field goal range right now, are able to, it's a 2-score game. So the defense has been tightening up in the red zone, and it's going to have to do it again after this turnover.
Well, this Zach Harrison is having a career night against the Vikings. Drake London in motion to the right. 2nd and 2 from the Vikings 30. Atlanta leads 12-6. Handoff. Robinson tries to get around the left side. Ingram Dawkins slowed him and stalled him and bumped him out farther left. Then Theo Jackson, Eric Wilson, and Dallas Turner corral him after a gain of 2, and that's good enough for a first down. Zach Harrison, who had that sack, he has 1.5 in the game. His career high is 2. And he has 5 tackles this game. That's a career high. He forced a fumble. First time in his career he's done that. It's Zach Harrison, 3rd-year Buckeye, 3rd-round pick 3 years ago. Bijan Robinson, 17 runs, 129 yards. 1st and 10, Atlanta from the Vikings 28-yard line. Handoff, Bijan slips in the backfield, gets away from Jonathan Allen as he heads left. Isaiah Rodgers will trap him at the 32-yard line. Tackle for loss. It's a loss of 1. Make it 2. 2nd and 12.
Wow, what a great move by Jonathan Allen to just absolutely swim Matthew Bergeron, and he met Bijan Robinson about 4 yards in the backfield, but Bijan was able to put a move on him. We ended up bringing him down for a loss, but man, he is tough to bring down.
And he's to the left of Michael Penix, 2nd year from Washington. 2nd and 12 from the Vikings 30. 12-6 Atlanta. Penix takes the snap, back to pass. Hey, sack Michael Penix. It's Levi Drake Rodriguez. If he gets he's going to have at least half of it, but that would be the first sack of his young National Football League career. Knocks him back to 3rd and 23. Levi Drake Rodriguez, Eric Wilson, all over Michael Penix.
And there weren't any line games there, Paul. That was just those guys just taking an edge and collapsing the pocket. Now, for Atlanta, I think they're going to be happy with a check down or just getting it to the running back and trying to get themselves back into field goal range on this play.
Half sack for Drake Rodriguez and Jalen Redmond. 3rd and 21 from the Vikings 39. Penix throws to the right side, but the play is stopped.
Timeout.
Oh, Atlanta called it a timeout.
Yeah, the play clock was down to 0. So they had to use a timeout there.
All right, play stoppage. 12:06 to go in the game. It was 3rd and 23 when the play started. Now it's 3rd and 21. So that's probably something with the in-house down and distance. Atlanta using its first timeout. The Vikings have all 3 of their timeouts. And with 12:06 to go in the game, Parker Romo, who kicked for the Vikings last year for 4 games. He went 11 of 12. Well, he's 4 of 4 this game, trying to dagger his former team. Will Reichard is 2 of 2, and Will hit one from 51 yards. We are sans a touchdown in the Sunday Night Football contest. 3rd and 21 from the Vikings 39. Michael Penix takes the snap. Lefty throws to the left side, caught at the 36. Metellus stops Pitts post haste. So it'll be about a 53-yard field goal try for Parker Romo if they are so inclined. If it is 53, his career long took place with the Vikings last year in this building against Arizona, and it was from 53.
Yeah, this is huge right here. This is key because this turns it into a 2-score game. With only about 11 and a half minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. So
54-yard try, Pete.
Here we go. Let's go.
Left hash, west side of U.S. Bank Stadium. Liam McCullough snaps. Punter Bradley Pinion holds. Parker Romo trying to nail a career-long snap spot. Right-footed kick with a ton of leg is up, and it is good. First time in his career he's gone 5 for 5. Parker Romo kicks the Falcons to a 15-6 lead on the Sleep Number scoreboard. Back shortly. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
Hey, it's the common man, Dan Cole here. Life changes when a loved one's memories begin to slip away. But at the Wellshire in Medina in Bloomington, I saw the Wellshire Promise in action, where your loved one is treated with pride and dignity. If my mother-in-law were still here, this is where I would want her to be. Wellshire, Minnesota, because when memories fade, love doesn't. Find out more and schedule your visit today at either location, Bloomington or Medina, at WellshireMN.com. That's WellshireMN.com.
Minnesota deserves a go-to destination for all things high school sports in our state. All the scores, the stories, the stats, live streams, social feeds, photos, personalized team pages, breaking news. One place for everything you're looking for. That's why the Minnesota Star Tribune is launching Strip Varsity. You'll find Minnesota Star Tribune journalism, Minnesota Prep Hub stats and schedules, streams, stories, and more. Strip Varsity is Minnesota's new home for complete high school sports coverage. Sign up today at startribune.com/stripvarsity.
She's Jan, the ultimate Vikings fan.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show Fan Show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So, that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
Scratch Game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Back to U.S. Bank Stadium. It's Vikings Falcons on the audio home for Vikings football. KFAN, The Fan.
Peter.
Yes, Paul.
How about this Atlanta Falcons drive? 6 plays, 2 yards. Took 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Got a field goal from Parker Romo, career best, 54 yards. 5 of 5 on field goals is young Parker Romo. 6 plays, 2 yards.
Yeah, it's hard to, pin anything on the defense right now. They've actually played very, very well. They've been a little leaky against the run, but for the most part, though, they've kept Atlanta out of the end zone, and that's really what matters right now.
Pinion's kick, a yard deep in the end zone. Out comes Miles Price, far side of the 5-10-15, and he is smothered by several members of the Atlanta Falcons. 20-yard return by Miles Price. And the Minnesota Vikings offense begins from its 19-yard line. Ben Lieber.
Well, I hate to do this to you guys again, but I got another injury update, unfortunately, for Minnesota Vikings. Aaron Jones is out of the blue tent, but he is questionable now with a hamstring injury.
Great.
It looks like it's going to be Jordan Mason for the bulk of this fourth quarter.
The Vikings are legitimately banged up, just a game and 3 quarters into the situation. Van Ginkel, Cashman, Okudah, Darisaw. Here's Jordan Mason, left side, bounces off a Falcon at the 20, angles right, and reaches the 26. Sweet run. 7-yard run by Jordan Mason, 2nd and 3, but Atlanta leads 15-6 with about 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, and I don't know who's next up or next in. If Jordan Mason needs a break.
Xavier Scott.
All
right, Ty Chandler's out. Mason, single set.
Hey, water! Turbo's hot!
Naylor in motion. Hand off Mason. Tries the middle. Bunch of Falcons are all over him. So he bumps it out to the right. Jesse Bates brings him down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 2. Bates, one of their better defensive players, one of the better safeties in the NFL. 3rd and 1 from the Vikings 28.
Yeah, and the most important 3rd down of the game. Now, I don't know whether or not, we're down 2 scores with 10 minutes left to go. You have all your timeouts. But at some point, you've got to start getting some chunks offensively. And, keeping it on the ground is going to get you a little bit, but we got to start getting things done through the air.
Minnesota 40% on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 1. They'll pass. McCarthy, deep. Naylor, open, incomplete.
God.
Oh, and
McCarthy bends down and puts his hands on his knees because he knows he had a 72-yard touchdown to Jalen Naylor, who blew by rookie safety Xavier Watts. Naylor was gone.
Gosh, he was gone.
Man.
And the other part is for McCarthy. He wasn't under pressure, wasn't under duress, and really just overthrew him. And it's hard to overthrow Jalen Naylor,
right,
with his speed. So, man, it's a matter of inches between, making this a one-score game and putting a touchdown on the board and having a punt again.
Ryan Wright feeling really good about himself. Boy, he's had a wonderful, wonderful night. 55-yard punt, another one inside the 20. Well done, Ryan. All right, Sleep Number scoreboard, 9.5 minutes to go in the home opener. Atlanta has the ball in a 15-6 lead on the KFAM Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
Hey, friends with food allergies. Life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free, too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
For Minnesotans, the outdoors is home. Nobody gives you more ways to get there than Polaris. From Indian motorcycles and Ranger side-by-sides to Indy snowmobiles and Bennington pontoons, we bring Minnesota's best to every season. Our wooded trails, twisted highways, and the rugged shores of all 10,000 lakes are an invitation. A chance to let what's outside challenge what's inside you. Polaris. Think outside. A proud partner of your Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings fans, it's time to use Paze, an online checkout offered by banks and credit unions. With Paze, checking out is fast and convenient because eligible cards appear in one place. Ready to use when you order game day food delivery, your team's latest jersey, or flights to away games. You can beef up your defense at online checkout too. Using Paze gives you added security because actual card numbers aren't shared with merchants. Find out if your bank or credit union offers Paze today at Paze.com. That's PAZE.com.
For the Vikings, growth is a team effort. Coaches maximize performance. Teammates push your limits. But in business, who's there to help you grow? Lumen, that's who. Like saving live broadcasts from lag time, helping deliver the in-stadium experience for fans with millions more around the globe, and bringing all the benefits of the cloud to your network. So it's as secure as a defensive line and as legendary as the fans that cheer them on. Welcome to the on-demand network that meets your demands. Learn more at lumen.com. Services not available everywhere.
Have KFAN as your #1 preset on the iHeart app.
Now back to Vikings Falcons on the Fan.
All right, 15-6 Atlanta, Falcons ball, fourth quarter, 9.5 minutes to go in the game. And Vikings fans, give Pothole Pizza a try, only from Quick Trip. Meat sweats, meat sauce, meat sweats, Vikings pep rally, and of course, Sausage Palooza. Grab a slice wherever you watch or listen to the game. Available now at US Bank Stadium. And Lieber, Pete Bursich, Paul Allen, and Michael Penix Jr. Offset pistol. He's in the short shotgun. Charlie Warner, the tight end, to his left, and Bijan's the tailback, and he gets the call. Bijan Robinson to the right side for a short gain. He'll gain just a couple of yards, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Eric Wilson, along with Javon Hargrave, slowed him down.
Well, you take a look at what Robinson's been able to do today. Paul's averaging, before that carry, 7.1 yards per attempt. So he's had a great day. We've been inconsistent with stopping the run, but with a 2-score lead and 9 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, they're just going to be happy to be efficient and burn this clock out.
19 runs, 129 yards for Bijan Robinson. He's the tailback behind Penix out of the pistol, 2nd and 8. Back to Bijan. Slow rolls it to the left. Then he puts the pedal to the metal up the middle. Stopped at the 25. It's a run of 5, maybe 6 yards. It'll make it 3rd and 2 from the 25. That, with Le'Veon Bell, like he used to do stuff like that. Just slow roll it, then boom, popping,
Yeah, and It's a different style of running game than they've used Robinson in the past. It's been zone, but this year they're changing things up a little bit. They've got the tight end, Charlie Werner, kind of doing some whams and crunches and different things. It's more of a vertical run game.
Falcons have only gone 3 and out one time. It's 3rd and 2 from the 25. Penix throws left, caught first down. Caught first down, Drake London in cold-blooded fashion to the left side. A connection of 10 yards. So with 8 minutes and counting to go in the game, the Minnesota Vikings are in a bit of peril right now, trailing 15-6, and the Falcons have it first down at their own 35.
And this is kind of where Michael Penix Jr. just excels. He excels in that short passing game. So if you give him that opportunity, especially, you got to keep him in more than 3rd and 5 to really slow him down.
Penix Jr. with Charlie Werner, the beef-eating tight end to the right. Tailback Tyler Algier gets the call, turns it up right side. Ivan Pace Jr. Flag comes in late. Eric Wilson. They converge on Tyler Algier, 4th year from BYU.
Holding.
Yes.
Offense.
Yeah.
Number 70.
Yeah.
10-yard penalty remains first down.
Jake Matthews. Wow, Jake Matthews, Bruce's kid. I mean, he's football immortality, man. That's 2 penalties on him this game.
It is. It's the Vikings just slanting that direction, and he tries to get a hold of Jonathan Grenard and does. Not really grabbing him. I mean, Grenard did a good job selling it, but the official thought it was enough, and Vikings defense now has an opportunity here, 1st and 20, to try to get this football back because we need to put points on the board.
About 7:05 and counting to go in the game. 15-6. Atlanta. Penix Jr. takes a low snap. Fastball left side. Caught Drake London. Heads to the middle, 35-40. Runs for a first down. Theo Jackson brought him down. 21 to the good for the Atlanta Falcons. Drake London, a slippery customer on that play.
Yeah, I mean, that's a 3-yard slant route. And then you have Isaiah Rodgers and Jonathan Grenard just both whiff on him, and he's able to get another 10 or 12 yards after the catch. So it's not like that's rocket science. That's football 101. That's a quick slant, and we let him loose and give him a fresh set of downs.
First down, 1st and 10 from the Atlanta 46. Penix Jr. takes the snap, gives it to Tyler Algier, heads to the left side, and he's met by Byron Murphy Jr., so Jalen Redmond can bring him down, and Eric Wilson's hurt. Eric Wilson is down, and he's holding one of his knee. No, that's Gabriel Murphy.
Gabe Murphy.
Yeah, Gabriel Murphy. Let's pause. 6:14 to go in the game. 15-6. Atlanta back shortly. It's Vikings football. Our friends at TimberTech have a checklist at the website for those of you desiring a deck. Go to TimberTech.com, get started there. And after you go through the checklist of what to do with the decking and to find a contractor and everything, get yourself some samples. You'll love them. They'll send them to you for free, TimberTech.com. And finally, when you work with those contractors, you will recognize TimberTech works with only the best. So if you need a deck with deck durability, start at TimberTech.com.
This is how your feet feel in a pair of bad-fitting shoes. And this is how your feet feel in a pair of great-fitting shoes from Trade Home Shoes. Trade Home Shoes, proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings, has been delivering premium footwear for over 100 years. We are Minnesota-based, employee-owned, and here to help your whole family find shoes that fit. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
What's the difference between banks and a credit union like Wings? One word: ownership. Banks are owned by shareholders, so profits go to shareholders. At Wings, you own it, literally. So profits are reinvested in your financial experience in the form of member-exclusive rates, robust digital services, and locations throughout Minnesota. No one likes switching, but it's time to stop missing out on the benefits of financial ownership. Visit wingcu.com/own it. Insured by NCUA. Membership required.
Vikings faithful, listen up. Your game day checklist is more than wearing purple and gold. It's about victory from the first play to the final whistle. During tense, close calls, Dove shampoo, body wash, and deodorant keep you fresh and dry from head to toe. And what's a true Vikings tailgate without the secret weapon to sliders and sides, Hellman's Real Mayo. Then when post-game dishes pile up like a defensive line, 7th generation detergent is the powerhouse that blitzes through the grease and grime. Stock up on Dove, Hellman's, and 7th generation. And Skol Vikings.
Yeah, my nickname's Hawk, but I am no fan of these dirty birds. Hey, it's Chris Hockey. Tune in tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 9 on the Power Trip as we break down this game with Ben Lieber and more. It's the Vikings versus the Falcons right here in your home of all things purple, The Fan.
Yeah, make sure you tune into FM 100.3 KFAN tomorrow. We get in at 5:30 with our boys from the Power Trip Morning Show, followed by 9 to noon. Then Dan Cole, the common man in the program, and the bumper to bumper with Marrero for recaps of all of the action to which you were listening this evening. And the news has been bad so far. Parker Romo, former Viking, 5 for 5 kicking, including a career-long 54. That's all the points for the Falcons. There has not been a touchdown in this game. 15-6 Atlanta. 2nd and 6 for Atlanta. From the 50, handoff Algier. He gets the right edge, gallops to the first down, sprints to the 40, toe taps at the 35. Actually, he's out of bounds at the 37. Tyler Algier with a 13-yard run and a first down.
That's on Dallas Turner. I mean, you've got Ingram Dawkins being double teamed, and he's just standing out there trying to read it both ways and lets Algier. He didn't even stop or slow down. I mean, that Ingram, Dallas Turner has to play the run better in that situation.
Michael Penix Jr. in the pistol with Algier behind him, spelling Bijan Robinson, who's had a great game. Algier to the left side, shakes a tackle, and he sprints to the 30, 25, first down. Tyler Algier, I mean, he's like doing the dirty bird like he's Jamal Anderson. He's looking that good, Ben Lieber.
Yeah, guys, unfortunately, I think all three of us on the broadcast could run through our defense right now because our guys are so tired. I mean, the run before, Dallas Turner, don't know what you're doing. He just kind of buries his head in as an outside contained guy right into the blocker who was already engaged with the blocker. And then that particular play, it was just a downhill run, and all of our guys are just stuck on the blocks like they've been all game long, looking exhausted.
Algier, 10 runs, 60 yards. Bijan Robinson, 20 runs, 135 yards. Handoff Algier. Ivan Pace Jr. trips him up at the line of scrimmage, and Algier, formerly a 5th rounder from Brigham Young University 4 years ago, he'll plunge ahead for a couple. We have a timeout. The Vikings are going to take a timeout with 4:17 to go. 2nd down for the Falcons with a 15-6 lead, and they're threatening to score even more. And we'll tell you about it when we return to the KFA Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
From coin flip to final whistle, show your diehard passion for your Minnesota Vikings all season long with your favorite purple and gold gear from Shields. Bring your best this year, whether you're cheering from US Bank Stadium or from your living room with your favorite jerseys, hats, collectibles, and Vikings branded gear from the Shields Fan Shop. Visit us at your local Shields or Shields.com and let's cheer on the Vikings. Shields, proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings and football fans everywhere.
You're listening to Vikings football.
The recruitment industry has changed, and it's time for you to take action and change with it. If you're looking to advance your career, or your company is looking to hire key individuals that can grow your business, GPAC is here for you. We are the eyes and ears of the industries we serve. Contact us today at gogpac.com. That's GOGPAC.com. It's grow time.
Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings are teaming up to put you in the ride of your dreams. Picture this, you behind the wheel of a brand new 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend. Nice picture. Make it happen. Stop by your local Quick Trip, and for every $1 you spend using Quick Rewards, you'll earn a point to spend in the Vikings Fan Zone. Buy special qualifying products and earn bonus Fan Zone points. Kick off your winning season the right way with Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings. Details at quicktrip.com/fanzone.
Vikings fans, game day starts early at Mystic Lake, home of the official watch party of the Minnesota Vikings. Catch the Vikings take on Pittsburgh all the way from Ireland at 8:30 a.m. Sunday, September 28th. Enjoy food, drink specials, photo ops, a fantastic Vikings merch booth, giveaways and appearances by Vikings cheerleaders, and the Skull Line. Vikings versus Pittsburgh from Ireland, Sunday, September 28th at 8:30 a.m. Come to the official watch party. Get details at mysticlake.com.
While others will break down tonight's game in traditional fashion, Tenneby and I will tackle this controversial issue. Falcons or Falcons? We'll do that noon to 3 tomorrow right here on The Fan.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Vikings football.
JJ to JJ for the payday.
The best Vikings audio is always found here. FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan.
What's going on? The Falcons have run for 196 yards. The last time the Vikings gave up more than 200 rushing yards, September of 2023, 259 at Philly. Second down, 2nd and 8 from the Vikings 19. The Falcons lead 15-6, handoff Bijan Robinson up the middle. He gets past the line of scrimmage. Then Ivan Pace Jr. brings him down after a gain of 2. It's 3rd and 6 from the Vikings 17, and Kevin O'Connell will utilize his second of 3 timeouts.
And assuming Parker Romo can make this one, it'd be one of the shortest ones of the evening.
Yeah.
That's assuming the defense that comes up with a big stop. You're looking at you're going to score 2 touchdowns to get back into the lead. So
You think Penix Jr. throws here?
I don't know why they would.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense unless you give them a run-pass option.
The Vikings next Sunday at noon host the Cincinnati Bengals from the AFC North. The Bengals beat Jacksonville in a humdinger 31-27. Joe Burrow injured his toe. Former Viking Jake Browning played a majority of the game. Here come the Falcons, 3rd and 6 from the Vikings 17, leading by 9. Massive play here. Penix Jr. gives it to Bijan, tries the middle, bumps it out to the right, makes Jay Ward miss.
Oh, come on.
Lunges up the middle. I think he's shy of the first down at the 11-yard line.
They're giving it to him.
Are they?
The guy in the bottom. Oh, no, he said timeout our way.
Yeah,
my apologies.
Timeout, Minnesota. Minnesota's out of timeouts. And Bijan Robinson missed the first down by a couple of feet, so it's 4th and 1. Parker Romo, the former Viking, filled in for Will Reichert last year when Reichert got hurt. Romo kicked 4 games with the Vikings. He went 11 of 12 on field goals, including 4 of 4 at Jacksonville. That was all the Vikings' points in beating Jacksonville 12-7. Well, guess what? He's now a member of the Falcons. He's 5 of 5 on field goals. His last was good from 54, a career long. Raheem Morris, coach of the Atlanta Falcons. He's not going to use Parker Romo here on 4th and 1 with 4:08 to go in the game. He's going to try to chew this clock up and get a first down or draw an overzealous member of the Vikings offside with the old cadence trick. Penix under center, puts Warner in motion to the right. Dallas Turner, I think.
Are you serious?
Dallas Turner jumped.
Oh, my heavens. That's embarrassing. It's the oldest trick in the book.
Yep. Adrian Hill.
Neutral zone infraction defense, number 61.
Oh, 61.
5-yard penalty. It results in a first down.
Jalen Redmond.
Wow.
Yeah, Redmond and Turner. It was Turner.
No, it was Turner more than Redmond. Redmond never really got over the football.
Let's go down to Ben. What's up, bud?
Yeah, guys, I'm standing right on the line of scrimmage, and Redmond does flinch, but he does not actually cross the neutral zone when the left guard actually made his movement. So based off of that movement, I think they got the call wrong. Now, on the other side, though, Dallas Turner did. He actually stepped across the neutral zone, but that's not what they saw.
All right, 15-6 Atlanta, 1st and goal from the 6 in a touchdownless Week 2 Sunday night football game. Offset I left, handoff Tyler Algier. Lowers the helmet at the point of attack. Ivan Pace Jr. and Metellus upend him. But nevertheless, he's going to get a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 5.
Well, under 4 minutes left to go. You're going to get the stoppage of the clock at the 2-minute, but Again, if somehow the Vikings defense can hold up and keep it a 2-score game, at least you have somewhat of a chance. You need an onside kick and some other things to go your way. But first of all, you got to stop this Atlanta run game, Paul. That's really been effective the entire night. Atlanta got away from it for a little while, but they're back to it.
And the Vikings are out of timeouts. Save the 2-minute warning. 2nd and goal. Handoff Algier. Walks up the middle. Touchdown. He was untouched.
Yeah.
It is 21-6 Atlanta. And for Tyler Algier, in 3 games versus the Minnesota Vikings, Algier has 182 rushing yards. Make that 164 rushing yards and 3 TDs.
Well, like I said, for Atlanta, they started out with it. It was successful. Then they kind of got away from it. And because of the turnovers, because of our offense's inability to put any points on the board, move the chains, do anything, they were able to get back to it and just basically wear out our defense. I mean, the time of possession, they already had the ball for 34 minutes.
Romo's extra point is good. After Tyler Algier scores his first touchdown of the 2025 season. And the Atlanta Falcons are in hand and in command with 3:22 to go in the game. They lead 22-6. A National Football League scoreboard is next on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
She's Jan, the ultimate Vikings fan.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show Fan Show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
Scratch Game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Vikings tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So, get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Vikings.
When it comes to managing your blood pressure, you play to win. You've made changes to your diet. You stay active. You've followed your doctor's game plan to the letter. But when it comes to your health, you can't always tackle it alone. Go beyond typical treatments with a Simplicity blood pressure procedure. Brought to you by Medtronic, official sponsor of the Vikings. Talk to your doctor. Results may vary. Adverse events include but are not limited to temporary pain and bruising. Read important risk factor information at beyondhbp.com.
This is Vikings football on FM 100.3 KFAN. And get this, now streamed live to Minnesota residents on iHeartRadio.
Scoreboard Central.
Brought to you by U.S. Bank, the official bank of the Minnesota Vikings. Mac Jones in for Purdy. He throws for 279 and 3 touchdowns. 26-21, 49ers beat the Saints back to PA.
All right, Moss. Boom! Pinion just did what Ben Johnson was hoping Cairo Santos could do last week. Kick it out of the end zone. Neutralize any return opportunity by Miles Price or anybody, because his squad just went 12 plays, 83 yards, took 6 minutes, 17 seconds, and Tyler Algier scored the first touchdown of the game. You know, the Falcons last week against the Buccaneers, they had an 18-play, 91-yard possession. Michael Penix ran it in. Penix Jr. for the touchdown. So the Falcons aren't the fastest team in the National Football League.
Against a return team.
That's nice.
85. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the touchback spot. It'll be first down and 10 from the 30-yard line, Minnesota.
So you know what I'm saying, Pete? Yeah. The Falcons, they don't have a lot of speed merchants. kind of a plodding team that is a run-first team with short passing plays. Defense is big and strong, but it's quite effective tonight.
It is, and you know, their lack of being explosive in the passing game, I think, ultimately give them the most problems. But as J.J. McCarthy he threw it left. Yeah, well, I mean, he couldn't even follow through. He got smacked. He had might have
been Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, I think it was Donovan Jackson that got pushed into his lap. So we had opportunities. You had an open Jalen Naylor that would have totally changed the complexion of this football game. And then the other part of it too are the turnovers, and Zach Harrison's sack where he tried to duck underneath it and then ended up losing the football. I don't know if that's just trying to do too much, but whatever that is, we've been killing momentum.
3:18 to go in the game. 2nd and 10 Minnesota from its own 30. McCarthy, straight drop, back to pass, pats the ball, throws it right. TJ Hawkinson, his first catch of the game, caught at the 35. Stiff arms the rookie Billy Bowman Jr. to get enough yards for a first down. It's a 12-yard game, and it's 1st and 10 for the Minnesota Vikings. TJ got out of bounds, so clock stops. 3:10 to go. Vikings have no timeouts left. They also have no touchdowns. Atlanta has one. It's rushing by Tyler Algier. Parker Romo with 5 made field goals, 22-6. Road team. First down, 1st and 10 from the 42. McCarthy without Aaron Jones, who's out with a hamstring. McCarthy back to pass. He'll roll out to the right. Now he'll pass to the right. Caught Justin Jefferson at the Falcons 40. Minnesota's in a hurry with no timeout. Save the 2-minute warning. That's a 22-yard connection to Jefferson. The Vikings also down Justin School, the backup left tackle, had to leave the game in the 3rd quarter. Walter Rouse has gone the distance since. Ryan Kelly, their preferred center, well, he's out too. Lost during the game. Michael Juergens at center. Flag on the play. McCarthy throws right. Badly overshoots Justin Jefferson. There was a flag, but this interception could be the first of the career of Xavier Watts. In fact, it will be penalty against the Vikings.
Illegal shift, I think.
Illegal shift, offense, number 19. That penalty's declined. First down, Atlanta.
Xavier Watts, 3rd-year rookie safety from Notre Dame. And he's quite a good one. Got him in the 3rd round at Notre Dame. 13 interceptions, 2 defensive touchdowns in his last 2 years. So it's been a night of firsts for several members of the Atlanta Falcons. Xavier Watts, that rookie safety, with his first National Football League interception. A night fellow rookie, Billy Bowman Jr., also had his first National Football League interception for the first time in since 2023, September of 2023. The Vikings have given up more than 200 rushing yards. Bijan Robinson, 143. Tyler Algier, 67 in the game's only touchdown. 210 rushing yards allowed by Minnesota. Penix Jr., 2.5 minutes to go in the game. He's under center. Offset eye right. Hand off to Algier. Spurts up the middle across the 5. Grinds to the 10. It'll be a gain of 7 yards. 2nd and 3. The Vikings cannot stop the clock, so Raheem Morris, Michael Penix Jr., the rest of the Falcons quite content to let this thing roll down to the 2-minute warning with a 22-6 lead. The Atlanta Falcons will improve to 1-1. The Minnesota Vikings are going to drop to 1-1 after that thrilling victory Monday night against the Chicago Bears. Back shortly on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
Eagan, Minnesota is the proud home of the Minnesota Vikings, and it's also the ultimate destination for fantastic fun. Eagan features over 100 unique restaurants and amazing attractions, such as Twin Cities Premium Outlets and the Vikings Museum. And when you stay in any of Eagan's 19 incredible hotels Thursday through Sunday and pick your package, you'll receive 2 free tickets to the Vikings Museum. Other great offers are also available. For complete details, visit enjoyegan.com. That's enjoyegan.com.
That is the sound of bacon sizzling, of fresh vegetables being chopped for a made-to-order omelet, and the grill being fired up for one of the juiciest burgers around. Hungry yet? Hy-Vee Market Grill is better than ever, with mouth-watering new menu items for breakfast and lunch. Whether you dine in, get it to go, or have it delivered, the best breakfast and lunch is at Hy-Vee Market Grill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Metro Transit and the Minnesota Vikings make game day stress-free. Join fellow fans and take Metro Transit to the game. North Star will service all games with Metro blue and green lines and multiple bus routes to carry you the final yard, straight to the gates of US Bank Stadium. No need to worry about parking or downtown traffic. Make your round trip easy with the all-day pass. No standing in line for a ticket after the game. Find your game plan at metrotransit.org/Vikings.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Back to US Bank Stadium. It's Vikings Falcons on the audio home for Vikings football. KFAN, The Fan.
22-6. Atlanta leading the Minnesota Vikings with 2 minutes to go in the game. Minnesota has no timeouts left. David Koob is our statistician and our spotter, and has been since 2007, the same year Pete Bursich became the analyst for the Vikings audio network. He offers up keys to games, and his key is Justin Jefferson, just 3 catches, 81 yards along a 50. Penix Jr. under center. Bijan Robinson's night is done. False start on the Falcons that was missed. Are you kidding me? Handoff goes to Tyler Algier right up the middle. The Vikings go to stripping and ripping and strafing, and they can't get the ball out. So it'll be a gain of 2. Clock runs. Justin now has 502 career receptions. With his first catch tonight, he tied Larry Fitzgerald Jr., go crazy, Holy Angels High School, as the fastest player in NFL history to 500 receptions. 26 years and 90 days into it, and amazingly, it's the same for Fitz Jr. and Justin Jefferson.
How about that?
Fitzgerald Jr. accomplished the feat in the 86th game of his career. It took Justin 79 games. Well done, Justin Jefferson. He's a game changer, but they couldn't change the game tonight. Handoff Algier on 3rd and short, and he will plunge to the right side. He'll gain maybe a yard or no gain. So it'll be 4th down. Chaz Chambliss is in the game for the Vikings. So is Dwight McGlothern Jr. Bo Richter is in. Elijah Williams is in. Levi Drake Rodriguez. And Tavier Thomas. Tavier Thomas wears number 37. Might be number 1 in your hearts. Now, the reason we bring him up, 8th year from Ferris State, is because tonight is his 100th game. He's a gunner for the Minnesota Vikings. As Miles Price puts his heels on the 32-yard line. Clock runs 30, 29, 28, 27. They're going to let the play clock run down to 1. Then Raheem Morris.
Timeout Atlanta, their second. This would be a 30-second timeout.
The Vikings run a couple of guys out. Rookie Kobe King and Ty Felton. So Cincinnati next. Joe Burrow's inclusion probably in question after that toe injury on a sack earlier today against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Liam Cohen leading the Jaguars nearly beat the Bengals on the road. They're 1-1. But the NFC North, it's of the meat grinder variety per usual. The Green Bay Packers have looked nothing short of spectacular through 2 games in beating Detroit at home and beating the Commanders on Thursday Night Football. Said squad is 2-0. The Lions are 1-1. The Vikings are 1-1. And Ben Johnson's Bears are 0-2. Falcons about to be 1-1 also. 28 seconds to go in the game. McCullough snaps it to Pinion. Big rush. Pinion gets it off. It's a sidewinder. It's spinning left to right. Muffed by Miles Price. And the Falcons, of course, recover the muff.
What's that, the 5th turnover, 6th turnover?
It's Mike Ford Jr., 8th year from Southeast Missouri State. The Vikings are going to depart to their tunnel here shortly to a rare cascading of boos. There might be 5,000 people left at U.S. Bank Stadium right now, maybe 10. And they went to booing the Vikings after that.
Yeah, and for Miles Price, if you're going to make a mistake, now's really the time to make it. But at the same time, Paul, I understand McCarthy's a rookie and you have some injuries and everything, but his passer rating today was 37.5.
Yeah, that's 4 turnovers, Peter.
It's got to be better.
We're -3 in the take give. That's the game.
Yeah.
All right, we got the post-game podcast coming up at Vikings.com. Pete is on KFAN tomorrow at about 10:15 on the 9 to noon radio show, which also has an exclusive one-on-one interview weekly with Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. That'll take place 9 to noon, FM 100.3 KFAN Tuesday at 11 o'clock. Chad Abbott is the executive producer of the Vikings Radio Network. Chris Hockey also produces. Brandon Molesky is the master control supervisor. We thank Diego, Nick Madden, Zach Halverson, Ben Lieber, Pete Bursich, Mike Mussman, and David Koob. And I'm Paul Allen. Talk to you next week when the Vikings host the Cincinnati Bengals. It's a noon contest at U.S. Bank Stadium. The final score, Atlanta 22, Minnesota 6, and this is Minnesota Vikings football.
Ready, set! TCO for when the Minnesota Vikings need the best sports medicine available. Ready, set! TCO for partnering with more schools and communities. Ready, set! TCO for more urgent care locations ready to go. Twin Cities Orthopedics. Ready, set, TCO. Learn more at TCOMN.com.